What's going on, YouTube Nation? We back at it again, baby.
What's up,
Sorry, folks.
bitches?
Sorry for the late, start, y'all. I do have business. I do have a life, so it is what it is. But hey, we here. We are here. So what's going on, Max? What's going on with you, man?
No, I'm just driving here, just on my way to make a delivery.
Where you at now? What state you in, man?
I'm in Florida.
Damn, you back down in Florida again? You were just
Yep.
in Florida last week.
A couple of days ago, but yeah.
Good God. Every time I think about your job, I think about that Tupac song, I Get Around. No, that's actually Digital Underground.
What song?
I Get Around by Digital Underground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Your ass be getting around.
Oh, we're right here by Rachel's, guys. Rachel's Entertainment.
What's that?
It's a strip club and a steakhouse.
And a steakhouse?
Yeah, no bullshit. Strip club
That
and
sound
a
like Cheetah.
steakhouse.
That sound like Cheetah. I'm in Atlanta. You know, Cheetah got some good ass food. I never been in there, but I heard Cheetah's got some good ass food.
One of the smallest, biggest strip clubs I ever seen in my life.
Smallest business. What you mean by that?
It looks small on the outside, but it's big as fuck on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
must
I've been
want to be one
there.
of those buildings that go way, way back.
No, one of my exes used to work there.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
and she was she was black and Spanish. So
Mm.
yeah, she was dope, but she was a
Okay.
stripper at the end of the day.
Okay. Hey, it is what it is.
And
So,
yes, strippers make
well,
bad decisions. To all the ladies who's like, "Oh, you can't hate on the strippers." I'm like,
they
ma'am,
make bad decisions.
as many strippers I have fucking dealt with in my life, all them bitches make bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I have not met one stripper in my life who has made great decisions, who have made good decisions. I'm sorry, ladies, but if you find yourself in the OnlyFans stripper category, the same thing goes for you too. You make bad decisions.
Bad, terrible decisions. Terrible ass, bad ass decisions.
Yeah, like
Just like single mothers.
it's like
Single mothers
Sarah
make
fucking
terrible
J.
decisions.
Niggas get on my fucking nerves because they have literally like, and this is why black dudes began a bad rep sometimes. Some of y'all niggas have literally made overweight white women heads blown the fuck up. You have literally made overweight women head blown the fuck up because I know who ain't dealing with them. Man. Ain't the white man that's dealing with them. Is you simps and you fucking
Mm-hmm.
niggas.
Yep. Y'all fucking it up for everybody. Y'all simps, boy, I tell you. And for some reason, us black people always do the wrong thing too much or too good. Simping. We over simp more than anybody. We fucking beta better than anybody. We do all the bad things. We twerk more than anybody. We deprave. The depravity that we do in our neighborhoods and stuff is more than anybody. Shit's crazy.
Roland Tomasi, he said this shit a long time ago, probably like 5, 6 years ago, on Shannon Sharp, and he said this shit. It kind of resonated. It resonated with the black community so bad that this nigga was. It was kind of hard to really swallow, but he was just like, "Yo, whatever hits the white community, it hits the black community like an epidemic." He's like, everything you could think of, it hits the black community like an epidemic. The LGBTQ hit the black community like an epidemic. We got a lot of gay black men out here. We got a lot of men who don't want to be women out here. Welfare, black community like the epidemic, even though there's more white people on welfare, yes, absolutely, yes, because there's more white people. But if you put it on the percentage wise on a lot of this shit, we outlead a lot. We outlead for a lot of situations. Like, let me see, when it comes to food stamps, I already said welfare, single motherism, fucking crime, everything you could think of that hits the white community will hit the black community like an epidemic.
Mm-hmm. Sure does. So you want to get into this talk about this victimization, man? We're gonna
Sure,
leave that to later.
sure, we can talk. Shoot, can you play that first video that I sent you?
First one. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
You might have to talk for a second too if you don't hear me because I have to check in.
Oh, okay, cool beans. Let me go ahead and get this thing queued up. Boom. Bop. All right, I'm gonna go on mute, y'all. Let me see if I can get this a little bigger so y'all can see it. Not really. Oh, but it is what it is.
Yo, you can't. Yo, we can't hear nothing if he was playing something.
The whole time you haven't been able to hear anything?
No, no, no. I was no.
That's crazy because I got it just how we usually do it. Oh, okay. Now it's letting me download. Hold on. For some reason, it wouldn't let me do it. Now it's letting me do it. Hold on. I put it in like that. Hold on.
America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the women in his nation. That's true.
Black men are the most disappointing pieces of
Hi, can you hear it now?
Yes.
shit in the world. Instead of being a man, they'd rather be a woman.
I'm happy we're finally addressing the elephant in the room about how black men can't read and write.
A lot of black men be talking about how y'all want stay-at-home wives. Y'all can't afford stay-at-home wives. Y'all can't even pay the whole rent by yourself.
Foreign men will treat you better, okay? Black men, I just think we as a collective need to stay away from them.
Women all over the world, listen to me. Stop having babies with black men. If you want children, that's fine. But if you want somebody to help you with your children, my suggestion would not be to do that with a black man.
Latin women are not responding to black men. White women are not responding to black men. The only women who are responding to black men are black women. So you need to be taking your own advice and not insulting the only women who are foolishly checking for you.
Black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected.
So to address this video, y'all, what I don't understand is why is it that when you hear any black woman in America that's down in black men, they always seem to be undesirable. Now, in that video, I saw maybe one lady, maybe two that could have been a little bit attractive, but for the most part, those women are undesirable. And they're also putting out a false narrative because when it comes to black men and their children, it is statistically been proven that black men are the best fathers by far out of every race demographic of men around the world. You hear me?
CDC.
Around the world. CDC.
It, it's
And the
funny that
Census
you.
Bureau. The Census Bureau too says it.
It's funny that you say that because when I seen this shit, it was all I'm thinking of. Damn, these black men ain't shit. My thing is, who raised them again? Because
Who
we
raised them
know,
was the single black mothers.
Yep.
like, oh, it was black women. Oh, interesting. So we know what men like. We know where men are ranked at when it comes to being involved in your children's life. We know where black men are ranked at. We know this. We know we're number one. CDC. Now, for those women, they would probably say, "Well, CDC is lying on the behalf of black men." You know what? Fair enough. All right. How about this? Here's my thing. If we know black men are number one when it comes to being fathers in their children's life, I wonder where will black women be ranked at when it comes to ranking all races of women of how well of mothers are they? I wonder. I wonder so bad because I already know the answer is gonna be. It's gonna be at the motherfucking. It's gonna be at the bottom of the bottom, nigga. The bottom of the bottom. Let's just look at the statistics.
Yeah, man. Black women are in the bottom of the bottom in America, and they continue to want to complain about us. They don't understand that we the cream of the crop, really, physically,
Well,
best fathers, but they always want to do what they want to do is just ridiculous. They don't learn.
well, the bullshit is we did not start this fight. We're not the ones that started this fight. And that's the problem with and that's the problem with this current, you can say today's generation. See, they think black men started this fight with black women. No, it was black women that started this shit. Black men have been silent for decades. On the behalf of Kevin Samuels, he made it. You know what? This nigga Kevin Samuels is right. We need to start talking about these bitches the same way they start talking about us. Like, honestly, bro, I have a saying: treat these hoes the same way they treat us. That's
I
what I
totally agree
do.
with you, bro.
I treat these bitches the same way because it's like whenever I was on the Antoine Daniels show and I was talking, I was at the end whenever we was all giving out our information. I said that this whole conversation we have had tonight, there was no fucking grace given at all. Not from the men, not from the women, absolutely no fucking grace. And let's just be honest with you. If you give a black woman grace, she's going to say fuck you at the end of the day. I wish I was wrong, but show me where I'm wrong. Show me where I'm lying at the end of the show me in mass where there's black women giving black men grace.
They don't give us grace. Also, there's nobody trying to come to this country to
Wrong.
try to get with them other than scamming ass West Africans that's trying to
Oh,
take advantage of them.
I gotta correct myself. You know what? I'm absolutely wrong. They do give grace to motherfuckers. They give grace to the goddamn niggas who are the worst among us.
Yes, the
They give
Pookies and the
those
Ray
niggas.
Rays and the
They
Chads, they
give.
get them grace.
They give those motherfuckers so much grace to a point to where I'm like, if you want to lower the crime rate inside of the United States of America, you want to lower the crime rate inside the black community, talk to the black women because talk to the black women. The reason why I say talk to the black women is those are the ones that's sleeping with them. Like
It's sickening, dude. It's just sickening.
they will call us women killers, but shit, y'all the ones that's sleeping with the real killers. Y'all the ones that allow the real killers come in you. Not only they coming in you, you breeding them they're killer bastards.
Facts.
But hello everybody.
Hello,
I
everybody.
I am your neighborhood truck driver, Max Powers. Welcome to the show. What's up with you, Dragon? Well, I guess he ain't here yet.
No, Dragon is here.
But well, what are your thoughts?
But when it comes, like, when listening to this video and everything, man, it's like I'm sitting here listening to this crap, and they talking about how we can't pay this and we can't do this, and they are projecting. All that is projection, bro. Those women can't choose a man to save their fucking life. That's the problem. They cannot choose a man. They want to put every man in the same category as the men that they have chosen. And it's not fair to us black men that are good men. Because I am a good black man. And even though, I have my discrepancies and whatnot, the mother dudes that they be choosing, man, is some bullshit. They just trash, but they want to sit there and put it all on all of us. They are they are monkey branches from one relationship to the next. They don't sit there and hold themselves accountable, and then they want to get on fucking internet and front camera shame the whole demographic of black men. That's my thoughts on that shit.
I literally watched a black woman blamed all men for the fact that she picked a dude with her pussy instead of with her eyes. She chose to do with her pussy instead of with using her motherfucking eyes. I'm like, bruh, this is a good-looking dude who's a fuck boy. Not only he's a fuck boy, nigga's a goddamn criminal, and this nigga's a tattoo artist. I was just like, you thought he was going to be loyal? You thought that? Really? Interesting. Yeah. Bad decision makers every single time. Now,
I feel you, bro.
do you got the other video?
Which one? The second one?
Yeah.
Let me check real quick. All right, folks, wanna switch it up just a minute. Let me see. Oh, hold on. How the fuck do I take this shit off? There we go. All right, let me see what we got here for the second video. See if let me see if I can see for it. Damn, for some reason it don't want to. All right, let me see if I can. Let me see if it did the same thing the other one did. Because some reason, whenever I changed the size of the video, it let me download it. Now it's not doing it that time. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see if this works. Let's see if it works. Let me do it this way. All right, let me know. Let me know if you hear this one.
Out there in their 40s like me who feels
sounds low, but
like I'm not
turn the
was in my
volume
20s,
up just a little bit.
not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off like the top of my head.
You do become a little more invisible the older you get as a woman. Unfortunately, I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. I never get asked out on dates. I don't know if it's being 55 in Los Angeles or if it's just a strange town.
What is the biggest confidence killer for women over 50? Men over 50. They never look at you anymore.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I was washed up.
When I was 15, I started modeling, and it was a very hard thing to walk away from. Then, around the age of 45, I started noticing that the way I was perceived was slightly different than what I had become used to. And then I would put photos of myself in bikinis. All of a sudden, I started getting the influx of, "Are you a little desperate there, Grandma? How about you cover up and spare us the look of your poor aging body?" I was sort of getting relinquished to the invisible women category.
All right, what you think about that, bro? Max. Max, you muted, bro.
Well,
Go ahead, Dragon. Give me your take on that, man.
just it's wild, man. Just I really don't have much to say, dude, because I checked out a minute ago, so I just be looking at stuff now and watch the stuff burn. So just I don't have much to say.
And I'm over here. Kath is over here trying to distract me and everything. But yeah, man, it's like for some reason, man, like today, I ended up seeing a clip about Joy Taylor talking about she'll go as low as 25 when it comes to age, but then they'll sit there and shame us about Bill Belichick, which makes no fucking sense. So let's watch this one more time.
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off like the top of my head.
You do become a little more invisible the older you get as a woman. Unfortunately, I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. I never get asked out on dates. I don't know if it's being 55 in Los Angeles or if it's just a strange town.
What is the biggest confidence killer for women over 50? Men over 50. They never look at you anymore.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I was washed up.
When I was 15, I started modeling, and it was a very hard thing to walk away from. Then, around the age of 45, I started noticing that the way I was perceived was slightly different than what I had become used to. And then I would put photos of myself in bikinis. All of a sudden, I started getting the influx of, "Are you a little desperate there, Grandma? How about you cover up and spare us the look of your poor aging body?" I was sort of getting relinquished to the invisible women category.
That's right, invisible women. A lot of them don't understand they hit the wall a long time ago, and they are getting to the point where nobody wants them, and they just Dios mío. They they get to the point where they still have, they're so delusional that they don't think it's them, and they are so out of it. And I'm telling you, in America is going to get to the point where they are going to get so desperate. There's going to be some strange things that's going to happen in the next 5 years to a decade to even more when it comes to these women in America, man. The shit's getting crazy.
It's like this, man. And I get tired of hearing women say this shit. Somebody in your life should have told you the truth. Somebody, you cannot sit here and say no one didn't tell you what life was, what life is. Like, you know that a woman's value is mainly in her beauty when it comes towards men. Men, we put your beauty up there more than anything. Now, don't get it twisted. All females ain't created equal. Brothers will go down on looks. The more a woman is more, a brother will go down on looks. The more a woman is willing to deal with to get on his program. So what drives me crazy is that they act all surprised, all brand new, all that shit, and I don't know what this nigga doing. My bad. I have no idea what this nigga doing.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Somebody messing with you again on the road, dog?
Man, fucking go then. The fuck?
After this segment, folk, we're gonna go into Max Mumba rants.
Stupid motherfucker. Dumbass nigga, bruh. Make a fucking decision, bro. Just don't sit here in the middle of the fucking road. Oh.
Yeah, man. These chicks in America, dog. They just cooked. They cooked. They don't know what's going on. They do not have their finger to the pulse of America. They just don't. Steve. Sorry about that, folks. Y'all hear something in the background? That's my Novia is talking to me. She being really bad over here. But anyway, hey, you want to go to that next video, bro? Max. Dios mío. Max then went on
Dude,
blunt.
I told you I had to check in. I told you this
Oh, I
twice,
thought you'd
nigga.
already checked in, bro. Well, never mind then. I'll just go to the next video then. I didn't know you was checking in right now. I thought that was earlier. But anyway, we'll go to the next video, folks. So the next video, let's see what we're talking about on this one.
No offense to.
Let me see if I can get this thing to download. For some reason, it won't. For some reason, it won't do it like I want it to. It lets me download after I've loaded up, folks. So let me see if I. Oh, no, it didn't do it that time either. It's okay. Going on mute.
Kevin Bacon. But when it comes to degrees of separation between artists and actors and icons and movers and shakers, nobody is more entwined with the cultural fabric of the past 30 years than Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever you call him. His fingerprints are all over music and television and fashion and fragrances, even the liquor that we've been drinking for decades. And even if you don't know Diddy from Puff Daddy, no judgment, boo. He's had many acts. But he's more than likely made an impression on everybody watching right now. I don't care what your age is. Maybe you'll never forget when he dated J-Lo. That was a big thing, quarter century ago. Trust me. Before Ben Jen, it was Diddy Jen. But then it was Puff Jen, actually. And the chart. The parlor games, connections to or impressions of an array of celebrities. And with no explanation why, at least not yet. The parlor games have begun, my friends. Everybody is trying to connect the dots between the shiny, famous names and the beleaguered rap star Diddy and the charges. Just today, the name Robert Downey Jr. came up in court when a prospective juror said that he knew a Robert Downey in high school. It was kind of funny. But Robert Downey, the actor, and Diddy apparently do know each other and have been seen together in public. But Robert Downey Jr. reportedly never attended Diddy's parties. So if he does figure into this trial somehow, it's going to be a lot of news to a lot of us. Mike Myers, another favorite Canadian, favorite actor, favorite comedian. He is on the jury question list as well. And that too is a tongue-wagging mystery. Unless it's about the quick jab at Diddy that he took in the Austin Powers movie. I don't know. Doesn't seem likely. Rolling Stone magazine reports that actor Michael B. Jordan made the list because Diddy once threatened him for dating Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Same goes for the rapper Kid Cudi. USA Today says that Cassie's lawsuit claimed that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Music producer Dallas Austin may have made the list for his ties to the late Kim Porter, who was mom to 4 of Diddy's kiddies. And singer Dawn Richard from the girl group Danity Kane, she is likely on the famous people list because she's one of Diddy's many accusers. Not.
Dang, she on the list too? I think the other chick from Danity Kane is on the list as well. This is gonna be crazy.
In his criminal case, but she sued.
Go ahead.
This nigga Diddy has been busier than the goddamn the
one-legged man in the ass kicking contest.
Excuse me, my bad. I had the hiccups. This nigga Diddy been goddamn busier than the police going Freaknet back in the 90s. This nigga Diddy, boy.
He's done for. He's gonna at least get 15 years.
No. Hell no. Hell no. He ain't getting no motherfucking 15.
I think the least amount he's getting 30.
You said 30? You said 30?
I say 30 is the least.
Well,
Vente años para Diddy.
You gotta look at it like this. Regardless, for Diddy, it is free or life. Basically. Because Diddy's
gonna get life.
Diddy's about what, almost 60 years old.
I thought he was 55.
55, yeah, almost 60 years old. That's 5 years. So basically, everything is going to be either he goes free or it's a life sentence. His life is over regardless.
Yes, done. When is R. Kelly getting out? What, about 15 years?
Shit, honestly, R. Kelly shouldn't even be in jail, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got a point. So guys, if you haven't really been paying attention, right now they're on the third. Today was the last day of jury selection, and we're gonna go into it a little deeper. Let me see what's been going on Facebook, on YouTube with this. But yeah, Diddy he's done for, man. Strictly done for. Like, this jank is crazy, man. How the list has come out, and you got all kind of celebrities on it, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan, those 2 girls from Danity Kane. It's a whole bunch of shit, man. This shit's crazy, man. Now let me see what they got. Hold on. Okay, here we go. TMZ reported on some
video
stuff.
proves.
Hold on. TMZ got some stuff right here. Look at this real quick. I'm going on mute.
Is that whatever was happening in that hotel room, be it freak off, be it a swinging situation, she didn't want part of that. It was not consensual. So when Diddy stands up, or his lawyers do, because he is not taking the stand, fat chance, and says, what I did wasn't a crime. It was all consensual. Don't hate me because I'm a swinger. They're not going to buy that because he's literally dragging Cassie Ventura back into a hotel room. Okay? So that's not consensual. Right there.
Right.
And that is a small part of a
Nancy,
bigger scheme of racketeering. Yes?
Like I said before, Nancy, the defense, I think, is not going to buy that. And they're not going to argue that. And I don't think the evidence is going to show that. But we'll wait and see. That's a heck of an argument if it were true, but I don't think that that's anywhere close to where any of this is headed. I think what you're going to see is that it's a different story. And so I would just counsel a little patience.
Well, look, I mean, Mark, Mark, if you're going to talk about it, because we know the proof. We know the filings. What they say is that the fight was not over the freak off. The fight was over a text message on Diddy's phone that Cassie saw involving another woman. So that's what they're laying out. I mean, they've as much as said that, right?
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. So before we start constructing all kinds of theories based on something that I haven't seen, because I don't think
Of him
that's
beating
detailed
her
anywhere in the
booty
indictment.
in a hotel
That
hallway.
is,
Oh,
so
okay.
nobody is defending, least of all him, given his apology video. Nobody's defending what he did. However, it's the context of it. Is he guilty of domestic violence? Sure looks like it to me, and he copped to it. You got the tape, you got his thing. Domestic violence is not what he's charged with.
Ebony and Ashley, talk to me about something Johnny Cochran said during the O.J. Simpson case, and boy, do I remember it, where he just stood up and said, hey, race plays a part in everything. And he was certainly right in that case, that it played a huge part. Does race play a part in this case?
The late Johnny was right, then Harvey, and he's right. It would be applicable in this case. Here, for the simple fact that historically, when you think about Black men and kind of the profile and persona in which they are portrayed, even in mass media, themes of violence, propensity for sexual violence specifically, things of this nature come into play. We know at one time, Sean Combs' defense team was prepared to argue a kind of Mann Act style. This is a targeting of my client because he's a successful, wealthy celebrity Black man in America doing well. And we know that we must take them down, the man of it all. I do believe I'm hearing that they are sidelining that argument. Personally, I'm really glad they did. I don't think it's an accident that the one Black man who was on the Sean Combs defense team originally, coincidentally, we'll say, stepped off the team when we heard word of that argument making the light of day. I don't think it would be necessary to make that argument, but I don't think you have to make the argument in court with rhetoric, right? I think the subtext of the fact that you're not going to see Sean Combs and not see a Black man in America, his affect on Black culture and Black community, and the fact that we don't know the demographic, rather, of the rest of the victims, but certainly we know that Cassie Ventura is a woman of color. She is a woman who self-identifies of some level of Black descent. And so all of these dynamics, the relationship between Black men and Black women, the history of Black women not being believed when we assert ourselves as victims of violent crime, a la Meg Thee Stallion most recently, all of these themes are going to come up, Harvey.
Ashley, you've covered a bunch of cases where they somehow insert race into the equation. It just seems inevitable here.
Yeah, it's happened a lot. Well, two things. A, I think Ebony's right. And B, I think in part she's wrong. But I think she's very right in the fact that it's a good thing that they decided to jettison the idea that somehow the government is going to come after a really big, powerful man because he's Black. I think we're beyond thinking that the government, just wants to target people for that reason. And I think in the new Trump zeitgeist, it's even more so. I think people are really, really rejecting that generally.
What's next will shock you. Stream the full episode for free on Tubi. Link in the description.
Pause it.
Hey, dude, god dang. Jeez.
You must have stepped away, didn't
you? No, I didn't step away, man. It was in another screen for a minute.
Yeah, I've been telling you to hold on and stop it.
I didn't see it. So go ahead and say what you had to say.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to edit that out. To go, what the? Did you just hear what this bitch just said?
It's kinda.
You weren't really listening.
Listen to most of it, but I got distracted.
It is the most. She just literally made the most dumbest fucking argument. I'm baffled on how stupid that argument she just made was. She literally just talked about how the race of Diddy should come into part. Then the next
That's
breath
bullshit.
saying that Black women aren't believed, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That makes absolutely no sense.
make no fucking sense. I'm like,
At
I
all.
can't believe you made that fucking dumb. Like, dog,
Very dumb.
that is probably the most wildest shit I have heard in a minute. And I have heard some crazy shit in my life. I have literally heard some crazy shit. That tops it all. Because how the fuck in one breath you talking about, well, Diddy as a black man, you know, it's going to be hard for him to get justice because he's a black man. But then the next breath talking about black women who are victims of sexually assault aren't believed. But you literally just said that about a black man who's accused of sex trafficking. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's ridiculous. And then I just saw something where they said that the judge is selecting Johnny Depp's lawyer as a juror. Got that video. Yeah, Johnny. It says Diddy rages on judge for selecting Johnny Depp's lawyer as a juror. Trial plot twist. But this it's 28 minutes. I'm not gonna play it, but I guess I could play a snippet of it. That all you had to say about that last clip?
Most dumbest shit I've heard in a minute.
Yeah, it's very dumb. That don't make no damn sense at all.
That goes with the black victimization piece, bruh. You see how she
It
literally
does.
just played the victim card?
Yeah.
As a black man who's accused on many things, including violating the Mann Act.
Yep. Violating the Mann Act. That's racketeering, right? And what's it called? Isn't that transporting someone across state lines? Isn't that the Mann Act?
Yep. That is fucking. I've heard it, bruh. That is the most stupidest shit I've heard in a minute. The most. That is so fucking crazy, bruh. That woman literally said that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy as hell. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Wow. If you ever wonder, black folks, why, if you ever think white people, other races think black people are dumb, think black people are
I don't blame her for thinking that.
I'm like, you gotta look at the best and brightest, the quote unquote best and brightest supposed to be among us. These are the motherfuckers are your best and brightest right there. That woman who just talked, she's supposed to be one of the best and brightest. She literally, like, if we was playing fucking Uno, this bitch pulled out a double reverse 3 times in a row, goddammit. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, I got this other one up. Let's check this one out real quick.
Sean Diddy Combs told the judge he was, quote, a little nervous. The rap mogul's criminal trial began this morning. He is sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. The two sides are now in the process of selecting a jury of 12 plus alternates.
Things are getting really tense in Diddy's big court case. On day 3 of picking the jury, everyone's on edge, from the prosecutors to Diddy's high-powered team of lawyers. But what really lit a fire under Diddy? The judge brought in someone who's no stranger to celebrity trials. Ben Chu, the same lawyer who helped Johnny Depp win his huge case against Amber Heard.
Mr. Depp built a reputation as one of the most talented actors in Hollywood, a respected artist whose name was associated with success at the box office. Today, his name is associated with a lie.
So far, they've brought in 167 people over the first 2 days to see who could serve on the jury. Out of that big group, 49 people were dismissed right away. The rest were asked about 100 yes or no questions, mostly about how they get their news and how they feel about Diddy. Some were honest about not liking him. Others said they weren't sure if they could stay unbiased. By day 3, they'd narrowed things down to 35 potential jurors. These people come from all sorts of backgrounds. Some work in design, others in social work, medicine, or manufacturing. They range in age from their 30s to their 80s. They also get their news from everywhere. YouTube, social media, newspapers, etc. This makes the case quite interesting because these jurors will often come across famous personalities taking sides in this lawsuit, increasing the chances of them becoming biased. Take Dr. Umar, for example.
Ask you about this upcoming Diddy trial that's coming up in a few days. I think it's coming up in about 4 or 5 days. How you feel about Cassie testifying against Diddy?
Yes, sir. First of all, it should be absolutely illegal for Cassie to testify against Diddy. When he paid her off, I believe there was an NDA involved in that situation. He was paying her off to shut up and go away. After all the money he paid her, after her signing an NDA, how can she then be brought back into court to testify against them? It reminds me of Bill Cosby. Some of those women who lied on Bill Cosby during his sex abuse cases had NDAs. And the court let them break the NDA. You never see this with a white man accused of the same. You never see this with a Caucasian accused of the same. His lawyer should do all that they can to fight against Cassie.
Now, Max, let me ask you this: what he just said. Do you think that that's also a little bit of victimization? What Dr. Umar is talking about? Because he's playing the race card, whether it's true or not. He is playing the race card.
NDAs, because she broke her NDA, only thing she is liable for is to be sued.
Yep. It's not that you can't break it. It's just that if you do break it, you're liable to be sued. So what the hell is he talking about? But he got a PhD. He got his PhD from Dollar General. He had to. He had to. Exactly. Craziness.
He a DeVry hire, bro. Yeah, because they try to make that same argument with about what's that nigga's name? Bill Cosby, and I was just like, no, she signed an NDA. It's a contract.
It's a contract, yeah.
It's not a law. It's not like a court document.
It's basically held up like in civil court, it hold up, but not in criminal, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. See, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Yeah. Folks, there you go. Watch who you follow. These grifters ain't shit. He's definitely a grifter.
An NDA, guys, an NDA. It is basically it's a two-party. It's the two parties, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
unless it's multiple, like for instance, when those girls go to Dubai, porta potties, they probably have multiple people on the NDA. You know, it's no telling how many women they bring in. They probably have several women sign the same NDA, unless they do it per woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, back to the tape.
He testifying. She wasn't sex trafficking. So why are you testifying in a sex trafficking case? He is not being charged with crimes against Cassie. He's being charged with crimes against other. Cassie was paid and dismissed. Why is she being brought back into court after taking that man's money and testifying against him? That right there is clearly an excessive and abusive use of the law. Absolutely wrong. I do not like it. As far as Puffy asking for his case to be delayed, I agree with that. Remember, one of his lawyers recused himself. Okay, at least one of them. So he probably has, some new people on his legal team. They got to get reacclimated and get caught up with what's going on. And I saw nothing wrong with him asking for a 2-month delay. He's already in jail. Y'all didn't give him bail, which y'all also think is a violation of his constitutional rights. So he should have got the 8-week delay. But here we go again. Deion Sanders. We want to make an example out of Puff. And of course, Deion wasn't accused of what Puffy is being accused of, but we want to make an example out of Sean Puffy Combs.
This dude, the more he talked, the stupider he sounded. The more he talks, the more ignorant this guy sounds. He really is.
Now like people now you probably understand a little bit why I'm just like I really don't. Honestly, I really don't give a fuck anymore about having these pathetic ass arguments because honestly, bro, it is the pathetic ass argument. I'm like, you're telling me that oops, my bad. All right, you should be able to hear me better. You're telling me that you're standing up for a guy not only who's been known to have some wild shit and some degenerate shit. You telling me this is what you stand up for? Huh. That's the reason why I don't give a fuck about people talking shit about me ever again. You wanna know why, Sean?
Why, buddy?
I see what these niggas cheered for. Booze don't mean it was
What do
off
they
of
cheer
Rick and
for?
Morty. True now, shovel on the pressure. Like your booze mean nothing. I seen what she cheered for, bruh. And they're still gonna be cheering for Dr. Umar Johnson, bro, till the cows come fucking home, bro. Till Jesus comes back, goddamn it.
True now, chop for freshen, and they need better cap care to help them out in jail.
This shit is embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. That's the reason why I treat I do what white folks do. They don't treat everybody like it's their own, bro. They treat everybody different separately, bro.
I feel that. Facts. Back to the tape.
He was too confident. He was too big, and it was time for us to bring him down.
The judge is now trying to build a final group of 12 jurors and 6
Who the fuck
alternate.
he's talking about? Who the fuck he's talking about?
I think he was talking
Deion
about
Sanders?
Deion Sanders or Diddy. One of the two he was talking about as a setup.
No, he was talking about Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah.
Like what is he talking about? They had to do the same thing with Deion Sanders. Are you talking about the same shit with his son? Is that what you're talking about?
Either that or he's talking about what went on with it's probably must be with his son but Deion also went through some shit with his wife Pilar. Pilar took a lot of his shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he's probably talking about with his son though.
Yeah, that's totally different things, bruh. Totally different things. You getting drafted is something that makes you an instant millionaire overnight. The NFL have watched how this money have destroyed more lives than have destroyed more lives than anything. Example, look what happened with Sam Hurd. He was a fucking wide receiver. Also, the nigga was baby El Chapo. Nigga was a fucking
Baby El
drug dealer.
Chapo.
Yes. Look at what happened with Aaron Hernandez. Technically, that nigga was a serial killer.
Damn sure was.
What are they gonna use next? King Von?
Ain't no
These
telling,
niggas
man.
these niggas make me sick, bro.
Yeah, this that victimization bullshit. Back to the tape
from that pool. But the thing is, this is a big case. Diddy is facing 5 serious federal charges. Prosecutors say he ran an illegal operation involving sex, drugs, and trafficking. We know his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, might even testify against him. If he's found guilty, he could be sent to prison for life. To get some expert insight, the judge called in Ben Chu, who was one of Johnny Depp's lawyers during his defamation trial against Amber Heard. Ben talked about how jury selection works, especially when celebrities are involved.
Do you also have a member of the team going through the social media of these jurors, making sure they didn't do anything? I mean, how much research can you do in terms of, did they search for something? Did they say something? I always am curious about that because you come into court the next day and you always hear a prosecutor or defense attorney say, court, we have an issue we would like to bring to your attention. Juror number 5 was looking like, it's like, how did they find that out? Is that what happens?
Well, it is in a high stakes case like this. I mean, as you know, not all clients have the resources to hire, jury consultants and to hire investigators. But in this case, you have a defendant
who could theoretically be sentenced to life in prison, who has the means. So I'm sure, or I would think, that his counsel have a team of investigators following the jurors around to the extent they can and looking for any electronic footprint.
Now, I mentioned before how can you believe the jurors? How do you know they're telling the truth? Well, I'll tell you what we've seen so far in the Combs jury selection process, you have what seems to be a lot of honesty, okay? Because you had one prospective juror who told the court that she had been sexually assaulted as a teenager, and that if the defense brings up at trial that, look, these alleged victims didn't report what they say happened to them, this juror indicated they would understand why, and they would be biased in the alleged victim's favor. This juror was excluded.
He said that usually people want to be on a celebrity jury. It's exciting, and some people think it's their chance to be part of something big. But this time, that's not happening. Not many people are raising their hands to join this jury. Why not? Ben said it's probably because this isn't a defamation case like Johnny Depp's. It's criminal, and that makes it more serious. There are a lot of disturbing things involved, and the evidence could be upsetting. So potential jurors may be thinking twice. Diddy is also reportedly nervous about the jury selection.
This morning, day 2 of jury selection in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial of Sean Combs, seen in court with graying hair. Federal prosecutors are trying to prove Combs used his power, wealth, and fame to force women into drug-fueled orgies he called freak-offs and then threaten them into silence.
The jury questionnaire warning potential jurors there may be evidence of sexually explicit videos, photographs, and language. Many prospective jurors said they had heard of the case and this potentially damning evidence. Video first obtained by CNN showing Combs knocking then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura to the floor of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 and kicking and dragging her. It was upsetting to watch, one woman told the judge, but I don't know the full story, so I can listen to the facts.
Many prospective jurors said they recognized the names of other celebrities that might come up at trial.
Several potential jurors knew of Combs' cultural significance. The woman said she remembered him from Making the Band. A man said he liked to listen to hip-hop in the 1990s.
Can't nobody hold me down.
When Combs became a chart-topping artist. To remain in the jury pool, all had to say they could be fair. The judge tried to keep things moving, so when the defense asked for a bathroom break, Combs apologized, saying, "Sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous today."
Ben also shared his thoughts on what kind of jurors Diddy might be hoping for. He said people who are young, open-minded, and not easily shocked could be better for the defense. He also mentioned that more men might be favored, not because women can't be fair, but because some of the details might be harder for women to hear and stay unbiased about.
Ben Chu, you put Johnny Depp on the stand. It's always a high-risk strategy. It worked for you. If you were representing Sean Diddy Combs, would you put him up?
Well, we put Johnny up because he was telling the truth. So that was a very easy decision to make. And he had the burden of proof. And frankly, we couldn't have stopped him even if we wanted to, but we didn't want to. Telling the truth as he did over several days, you're not telling the truth. Skilled attorneys on the other side are going to puncture that. I believe in that system. I think in this case, I don't think he's got any choice. Given that video, he's got to explain it. He's got to say that he's terribly sorry for it, but that was an aberration. That's not who he is. He simply has to say that.
And here's where the drama starts. Sources say Diddy did not like the judge bringing in Johnny Depp's lawyer to talk about jury selection. Apparently, behind the scenes, he flipped out. His legal team wasn't expecting it, and Diddy feels like this decision could impact the whole trial. After all, who ends up on the jury could change everything.
I think you want somebody who wants to serve, someone eager to serve, because that suggests that person might be inclined toward a celebrity like Diddy. I would also, in this case, I would want men, not because men support abuse, but I could see this being very difficult for women jurors. I would want younger jurors as well. I don't know that older jurors would be good for him.
Do you care where they get their news? Do you care if they go on social media?
I wouldn't care so much about social media. Certainly watching you on Law and Crime would be a real problem. But no, I wouldn't care too much. I mean, in fact, if they were reading the celebrity media, TMZ, Rolling Stone, that might be an encouraging thing for Diddy's counsel.
Now, Ben, according to the court today, they expect preemptory challenges on Friday. You have a lot of jurors who saw the Cassie tape. You have a lot of jurors who were exposed to this case or something that's been going on with Sean Combs, know who he is, maybe know a list of the celebrities or places that were potentially going to be brought up in this case. Difficulty of sitting 8 weeks on this jury, but they're going to be seeing and hearing a lot. Do you think that it's going to be tough to sit a fair and impartial jury in Sean Combs' criminal case?
Well, I think they will have a fair and impartial jury. I think the problem is going to come in, with the Cassandra Ventura's tape. I mean, whether you've seen that before, you're certainly going to see that during the trial. And I think that's highly problematic, obviously, for Diddy, whether they've seen it before or not.
Yeah, because the prosecution is saying she was not only running away from Combs, she was running away from a freak off, that there was a sex worker in that hotel room. And that goes to the charge of sex trafficking and also racketeering, because sex trafficking is a part of that as well. Okay, so the trial's about to start. We know that Sean Combs early in the week said to the court, I'm feeling a little nervous today. Let's say openings begin day 1, May 12th, okay? What do you advise your celebrity client to do and not to do as this trial begins and progresses for 8 weeks?
I would remind him to remember that every second he is in the courtroom, at least one juror and probably more are going to be looking at him. So he should act as if he were testifying every second he's in the courtroom.
Starting Friday, both sides will get to use their preemptory challenges. That means they can remove a juror without giving a reason, as long as it's not because of the person's race or gender. If the judge thinks it is about race or gender, they can step in and stop it. There's already been some messiness.
Go ahead, bro.
That shit ain't gonna help that nigga. And we watched this shit yesterday.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Didn't we?
Didn't watch this exact one.
Oh, well, that nigga, nothing helping that nigga.
Nothing at all.
Nothing is helping that motherfucker. That motherfucker is butt buddies with O'Shea, nigga. That's what that nigga is now.
I think a lot of the stuff that he's doing when it comes to, not wanting this juror and all this and that, I think it's more so like he's like stalling or something. He's trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to make it more difficult and whatnot. But he's got like you said yesterday, he's got one of the best damn lawyers in the game. And we have a guy that's in the comments named Kevin Well. He says Diddy is guilty. He's definitely guilty. He's definitely guilty in the court of public opinion. That's for damn sure. We'll see what happens in when it comes to how good his lawyer is. You never know, he could get off. You never know, but I doubt it.
Nigga, hold on. Is that so how the comments work? Are they live? Do you have the comments live or?
I just have to click on them and hit, just like with the banners, you click on them and hit. Yeah. I just think it probably was done a while ago and I just didn't check it. No, it said 104. It was done at 1 o'clock. Yep. Okay. So I think that's enough for that video, because that's a 28-minute long video, man. So hey, Dragon, what's up? You there, bro?
That nigga asleep.
No, he not asleep, man. He came on. I don't think he's asleep, bro.
He was snoring.
He was snoring for real?
Yeah, you can hear him snoring earlier.
Oh, well, it is what it is. All right, so the victimization. Oh, no. We got another one here.
Diddy's trial just cracked.
This chick says that, hold on, Melanie King has a video. It looks like she's talking about the people that's linked to him. Let's check this for a minute. It's 19 minutes. We may not play all of this. Going on mute.
Open a vault of Hollywood names, from Michael B. Jordan to Prince Harry. Yes, that Prince Harry. The jury selection didn't just screen for bias. It turned into a who's who of celebrity proximity. Now, these names weren't dropped for drama. They were read out loud in a federal courtroom to potential jurors, not for gossip, but because the prosecution knows Diddy's reach wasn't confined just to music studios and VIP rooms. It ran through every major artery of entertainment, culture, and influence. Let's get one thing absolutely clear. This isn't just another courtroom circus featuring a celebrity defendant. When a jury pool is handed a list of nearly 200 names to scan for familiarity, that's not a standard trial protocol. That's a cultural expose in real time. This isn't about fans, it's about the powerful inner circle, friends, colleagues, partners, and possibly enablers. This trial isn't just about what Diddy allegedly did. It's about the world that may have protected it. Today, we're going to dive deep into the major names that emerged during the jury selection in Diddy's sex trafficking and racketeering trial and unpack what those connections could possibly really mean. On May 5th, the jury selection process began in the federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs. This isn't just a defamation lawsuit or tabloid drama. This is a serious RICO case, one tied to alleged sex trafficking, witness intimidation, and organized abuse. As part of the jury screening process, potential jurors were presented with a list of nearly 200 names. This includes musicians, actors, athletes, business people, religious leaders, and even royalty. The stated goal was to determine whether any potential jurors had personal familiarity with any of the individuals who may be referenced in court. But in reality, the list also served as a glaring map of how deep and wide Diddy's influence really goes. This isn't a matter of private behavior. These are federal charges, the kind that take years to build. And at the center of the allegations are claims that Diddy ran an organized system of abuse, control, and trafficking. The core of the case is about exploitation, not just about individuals, but of the system, legal system, financial, social. And when you see who's connected to this orbit, you begin to understand why the case feels less like a celebrity scandal and more like a reckoning of Hollywood. Let's be clear. None of the individuals named during the jury selection are necessarily accused of wrongdoing, but their names were included for a reason because they may be referenced or appear in testimony or have connections that raise questions. This is not a guilt by association exercise, but it is a legitimate unpacking of
Come on, girl, get to the point.
Proximity to power and how some of that power may have helped silence victims. Cassie Ventura. And she's just not the first name mentioned. She's the key to the prosecution's narrative. Diddy's former longtime partner. She filed that shocking lawsuit back in 2023 that we all know of, accusing him of physical abuse, sexual coercion, and long-term manipulation. That case was settled, like literally so fast and quietly. Well, they hoped it was quiet. And just in 24 hours, though, the floodgates open. And now with this current trial, Cassie is believed to be victim number one, the central figure around the prosecution in which they're going to build this RICO case. Her allegations are not only detailed by corroborated by others, but also her presence in the case brings weight and credibility that few other witnesses.
Can I remind people of? Damn, you were quick on
Go
that
ahead.
one. God damn, boy, you were quick.
Oh, what? No, I just heard you talk. I'm like, let me go ahead and stop it.
God damn, boy. Shit. Damn, nigga, you caught me off guard, nigga. How quick you were. Pause. So, and to all the people who feeling sad for Diddy, all of this shit happened just because he didn't pay Cassie.
I thought he did pay Cassie. He just ain't pay her enough. Huh?
No. Because she took him to Silver. Remember, she took him to Silver Suit, right?
Yeah.
The reason why she took him to Silver Suit is because he stopped paying her. Yeah. That's the only reason why he is in this situation, because he did not want to pay her no more. If I remember correctly, he was paying her like a couple of $1 million a year in hush money.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And so
couple million a year in hush money?
Yep.
Well, it's just like who else? Shannon Sharp?
No.
Shannon Sharp. You said, remember your point was Shannon Sharp was he probably didn't pay old girl enough.
Well, no. See, here's the thing. Women knows what type of men they could do that shit to, right? So,
Okay.
example. Say I'll give you an example. Say I had Shannon Sharp's money and I was dealing with her, right?
Yeah, this crypto go good. You may have his money.
He was giving her 2,500 a month. I
Which
would have
ain't
given
shit.
her $10,000 a month.
Yep. That would have worked. She wouldn't have said shit. 10,000 a
And
month. She wouldn't even have to work.
and hold on, not only that, you're talking about that would be the first year, nigga. He was dealing with her for 3 years and giving her only $2,500 a month.
So you would have went up each year or what?
I would have went up each year because at some point you gotta realize this is your girl, nigga.
Pretty much at that point, he might as well made it that way because he was doing BDSM with her.
Yeah, and so this is your girl, nigga. You just don't like what type of female she is, nigga. But this is your short-term girlfriend, nigga. And you a man with means, and that's the reason why when Kevin Samuels said, "And a woman likes a generous man," that is universal all across the board, no matter what country you at. A woman loves a generous man.
All
Being
across the world.
across the world, across the board. Like the reason why my girl is so protective over me is the fact that she knows that I won't be single for long if a woman wants to scoop my ass up.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Because I'm a generous man. And so you see what happens when you're not because you're dealing with I can understand if Shannon Sharp was broke, 2,500. He act like that bitch don't have Google.
Exactly.
And so that's the reason why I'm like, yo, these niggas got this shit because it shows you what type of niggas they are.
Right.
It literally show you what type of this should show you what type of man Diddy is. What type of man he always been. He always been an asshole. He always been a motherfucker that has fucked over. Diddy has fucked over more people than most niggas realize, bro. Like,
Well, we're gonna find out for sure during this trial. That's for damn
that's the
sure.
reason why I said this is a life case for Diddy. It's either non-guilty or life, nigga. Because as many niggas Diddy has fucked over in New York, you think he's making out of prison alive, nigga? Fuck no.
Heck no, man. They're gonna strap him down and make his booty a well-traveled highway, nigga.
Nigga, that asshole about to be goddamn Superman, that hole. You.
Exactly. Superman, that hoe. They
That
gonna get his
asshole
ass.
about to be the goddamn Dora Explorer Express train, goddamn it.
Exactly.
All aboard. Take that, take that, take that.
Back to the tape, man. God damn. Not to take that.
We have Michael B. Jordan, which really shocked me. Now, he was reportedly included in the jury screening due to a 2015 tabloid report about a romantic connection with Cassie. Now, while their date was publicized briefly, it reportedly sparked jealousy and paranoia in Diddy. No allegations link Jordan to the case beyond that mention, but his inclusion reveals just how tightly Diddy may have monitored Cassie's associations. If Diddy's reaction to her personal life played into the control dynamic, which we've seen, then Michael B. Jordan becomes a minor but telling part of this thing. Kanye West, or as he goes by, is Ye. His inclusion likely stems from his long history of collaboration with Diddy. their social interactions within the celebrity circles, and their shared cultural prominence. Both men were influential figures in hip hop's business ecosystem. And while no specific incidents connect Kanye to this case, his inclusion underlies how connected Diddy was to the elite and how those connections might be addressed or scrutinized in court. Now, Kid Cudi, and this one gets much darker. It relates to the Michael B. Jordan thing because in Cassie's lawsuit, she alleges that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car after she dated him briefly in 2011. Not long after, a car explosion was reported at Cudi's home. He confirmed the incident. You guys remember that? Now, no one was charged, but the timing and circumstances were never fully addressed. If these events are brought into court, they could paint a picture of Diddy's volatility and his alleged obsession with control. Now, Mike Myers, yes, the actor from Austin Powers, was reportedly included because Diddy was referenced in a joke in a 2002 film, Goldmember. There's no direct connection, but his inclusion shows the absurd breadth of name recognition involved. And perhaps how attorneys are preemptively over including to cover all of their bases. Now, Dawn Richard. Now, however, this is no laughing matter. A former member of Danity Kane, a girl group created and managed by Diddy, well, she filed a lawsuit in 2024 accusing him of sexual assault and battery. She also claims to have witnessed Diddy abusing Cassie. Her allegations are not just part of the public discourse. They are legal filings. If she testifies, she may become a pivotal witness corroborating the prosecution's claims of habitual abuse. Michelle Williams, formerly of Destiny's Child. Yes, she was included in the jury list despite no known direct connection to the case. Her inclusion may relate to past professional events, industry affiliations, or social interactions, but it raises the question of whether what is the context about her connection to Diddy. And it's really, I'm racking my brains, and everyone is trying to figure out how she can be connected. Now, I've also thought about, could Cassie have brought her name into it because of something she witnessed or she was around, or it went around another way?
Hold on, Michelle wrapped up in this shit too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because the crazy thing about her is she's in the gospel circle thing. Like,
don't mean
she had gotten really, I know it don't mean nothing, man, but I'm just saying it really not making stuff look good. Like, you already got Jamal Bryan out here making Christians look terrible. And now you got another person out here making, boy, I tell you.
Witnesses saying that a story happened, and so they need to bring her name in. I don't know, but that is one that absolutely surprised me. Lauren London. Now, she's an actress and a partner of the late rapper Nipsey Hussle, and she also appeared on the list. No specific allegations, once again, were tied to her in this case. Her inclusion might again reflect past events, attendance, or indirect proximity, but without further context, her presence on the list completely remains unexplained. Dallas Austin, a prominent music producer and former partner of Kim Porter. That is Diddy's late ex and the mother of 3 of his children. Now, he also appeared on the list. The connection here is likely familial and possibly social. While there are no claims of misconduct on his part, Dallas Austin was around during pivotal moments in Diddy's personal life and may be referenced as part of his background. Now, we know there are claims out there that it was Diddy who actually had his former partner, Kim Porter, killed. We don't have anything to substantiate it, but the circumstances are very, very weird. And if you take a look at it and the evidence that's out there, claims that have been made, witnesses that have talked, one of her other former partners and father of one of her children had come out and said things about it. That right there should raise alarm bells for Diddy and his entire defense team. Because if they start to bring in those connections, if they're allowed,
she had like 6.
I want to say she had like 4.
No, she had 4 with Diddy.
Well, then she probably had 6 then, because Dallas Austin isn't. I think that's her baby daddy too.
God damn.
Yeah, she had 6 then. Yeah.
That is really going to hurt his case. Harve Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Records, he's a different story. He was named in a lawsuit alleging that he convinced a plaintiff to travel across state lines where they were allegedly assaulted by Diddy. If true, Pierre could be implicated as a facilitator in the broader network of abuse. His role in Diddy's inner circle is not peripheral. It's operational. Lori Ann Gibson. Now, she's a choreographer known for Making the Band. You guys remember that show with Diddy, Making the Band? That's where Danny D. Kane came from. Well, they filed a complaint back in 2007 alleging Diddy had threatened her. At the time, it was just brushed off as just another outburst in a high-pressure world of reality TV. But now, with a pattern of threatening behavior being laid bare, such historic claims are being reevaluated and resurfaced. Young Miami, Carisha Brownlee, who had a very public relationship with Diddy in recent years. Now, she was named in Rodney Little Rod Jones's lawsuit. The suit alleged that Diddy paid her monthly, and an allegation that she has denied up until this point. Whether these payments occurred or not, the broader implication is that Diddy maintained financial and emotional control over the women in his orbit, even those in consensual relationships. Now, this is important because one key part of Diddy's defense is that everything he did was consensual. All of his free calls, all of the sexual things that he's done, everyone consented. And so with Carisha being the last like high known person or celebrity known to be tied to him and in a relationship, well, that raises questions because while it seemed like it was very consensual, she's been like a super fan of his, even holding up a sign at an award show where he was thanking Cassie about things. This is years after the relationship. She's already remarried and with her new husband. Well, he's dating different women. Young Miami is one of those women he's dating. She's a rapper. And while he's giving this speech about Cassie, she's holding up this sign, calling him daddy and is celebrating him because he was getting an award. There's a lot to go into that rabbit hole. There's not enough time to dig through all of the controversy surrounding them, but just know she is pivotal and it's going to play into consensual relationships, which, like I said, is a key component of the defense's arguments that they plan to make. Justin Dior Combs. Now, this is Diddy's own son. Well, allegedly, there are some questions because he looks identical to one of Diddy's former bodyguards who actually used to date Kim Porter. And things look a little weird, especially if you put the two of them side by side. And there have been rumors for years that he's not his real son, but we're not here to litigate that. We've got to get into why he was mentioned. Now, he was named in the filings, but not accused of any wrongdoing. However, his inclusion reflects the prosecution's need to contextualize the lifestyle. The people who surrounded Diddy participated in events and may even have witnessed behavior relevant to the case. Family or not, these are the details that matter. Now, he also was one of the sons that, when you saw that big raid on Diddy's mansion, he was one of the sons that was walked out, by the gun pointed at him, and then he was handcuffed and brought out. Again, this is very layered, the whole thing to deal with his son. His son has been accused of things before. They've actually dated the same woman, I believe, that happens to be Steve Harvey's daughter or stepdaughter. It's crazy. But as this trial plays out, we will be unrolling and unpacking all of these stories and allegations. Stevie J, Stephen Aaron Jordan, another music producer, was allegedly used to lure Rodney Jones into Diddy's circle. According to the suit, Stevie J's name and influence were used to form a credibility to bring Jones in. Now, again, he hasn't been accused of abuse, but part of the alleged infrastructure used to trap victims. Now, the allegations that goes with Stevie J are pretty deep. They allege that there's been rumors and allegations that him and Diddy actually used to get down with different men. These rumors have been swirling for years. There's other people who have come out and said this absolutely happened. And part of what
folks, this is getting hot now. You hear what she's saying? You see these people she talk about, right? It's getting hot.
Little Rod Jones was saying, Little Rod, I'll just call him that, the producer that's suing him in a civil case, that he, with him luring him in, but it wasn't just to meet with females, but it was so that he could, I don't know the better word, clap cheeks with other men. So yeah, that gets wild. Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, he was named in the lawsuit filed by Rodney Jones, Little Rod again. While he is not accused of any wrongdoing right now in connection to Diddy's actions, but if you look at his past legal troubles involving sexual misconduct allegations, well, that can make his mention particularly loaded. The prosecution may anticipate attempts by the defense to call on credibility credibility witnesses and are likely screening for that. So we just have to wait and see. And then there's Prince Harry. Yes, the Duke of Sussex was referenced in Jones's filing, which claimed Diddy's associates somehow gained access to him. While there's no indication that Harry was involved with the freak offs or even aware, it shows just how expansive and influential Diddy's social network really was, stretching all the way to British royalty. Odell Beckham Jr., the NFL superstar, was an NFL superstar. Well, he was named in Ashley Parham's amended 2025 complaint, which alleges that he was involved in a 2018 sexual assault incident connected to Diddy's events, freak-offs. Now, Beckham has strongly denied all the claims, and he has not been charged. Nonetheless, the inclusion of such a high-profile athlete in the suit adds even more volatility to this already explosive case. Then there's Drewski, the comedian, the internet sensation. Well, he was also named in Parham's complaint. He too has denied the allegations, noting that at the time of the alleged incident, he was not even a public figure yet.
Y'all notice how Drewski just shot up to the top and just got famous real quick? Like, where did this cat come from? He was on social media, he was doing his little posts and whatnot, and all of a sudden he everywhere. Maybe he had something to do with something he did, a favor for somebody, or maybe he went into that room like Quincy Jones said and wrote that goat. I don't know. But man, you never know about these people.
Shit funny, bro.
I know.
Well, once again, as scant as it seems, highlights the extent of Diddy's influence. And he's able to pull even YouTube stars or people on social media into his orbit. Like, we don't know how far his tendrils have gone. T.D. Jakes, a once prominent pastor, and I do say once prominent because did you know about a week ago, former pastor T.D. Jakes stepped down from his church. Now, they said it was because of a medical incident, but a lot of people are finding it strange that it was 2 weeks before Diddy's trial pops off.
He guilty too. Look here. He got swallowed up.
That he suddenly steps down from his mega church. It's so bizarre. Now, does he know things that we don't know? I'm sure he's been questioned because people have been connecting him to Diddy for years. And
he knows what's coming down the road. He knows exactly what's coming down the road, and he is trying to get out of the spotlight. That's what he's going to do. Because here's the thing. If he is on the pulpit, if he is pastoring a church and the truth comes out, the embarrassment that he would suffer being a pastor of a church, opposed to already stepped down and in the private sector, it's uncomparable. It's uncomparable because he would have to go through all that bull in his church, all the mess. They would probably throw him out, all that good stuff, or it'd be some whole bunch of crap that he had to go through in the church. And so he knows coming down the road. He does.
People have questioned, why would a pastor, a mega pastor, a person who preaches about holiness and all these things, why would he be at Diddy parties? Why would he be so close to Diddy? Something about that relationship seems very strange. Now, there have been allegations against the pastor for years about him being involved in freak-off activities, sometimes with young boys. We don't have anything to substantiate that. Those are just rumors. But with him being pulled in, it makes you question a lot of this. Now, he was another person that was mentioned by Little Rod. And he claimed that Diddy allegedly planned to use the pastor's name and influence to clean up his public fallout from the Cassie lawsuit. While there are no allegations of wrongdoing, like I said, yet by the pastor, the notion that religious credibility, I can't speak, could be weaponized in a sex trafficking defense is nothing short of horrifying. Now, also with this, I would say that the connection to Pastor T.D. Jakes opens a whole nother can of worms, because there have been other religious figures that he's had close ties to through the years. And you got to wonder why. If he's doing this to anybody and everybody in different spheres of life, why wouldn't that bleed over to the church? Daphne Joy. Now, she's a model and a former partner, actually the baby mama of 50 Cent. Now, she was named in Little Rod's suit as an alleged sex worker paid by Diddy. She publicly publicly denied the allegations, but the appearance of her name in legal documents shows how blurred the lines are when it comes to Diddy and his relationships with these women. Now, the same accusations have been made about Carisha, about Young Miami, that she was just basically functioning as a paid sex worker. We don't know if it's true, but these allegations are loud. Now, 50 Cent, if you've ever followed him on social media, particularly on Instagram, when all this went down, he was revealing all of this tea about her and accused her of being like I said, a sex worker, and just coming with receipts and claiming this, that, and the other about their child. He was going to have the child taken away because she was working in this field. I don't know how far that's going to go. I don't know how much of that's going to be brought into this case, but right now she's just a name mention. We don't know if she's implicated in anything. The true bombshell here is the sheer scale of the list. Nearly 200 names spanning industries, cultures, and even continents. The breadth is not just shocking, it's historic. When it takes this many names just to screen a jury, it tells you this isn't just a legal trial, it's a cultural purge. This case is about more than one man. As I've told you before, it's about the infrastructure, the fame built around him, and the silence it bought. It's about the people who may have not said anything when they could have. The connections here are not accidental. They are part of a system, and that system is now facing a reckoning. So what does this list really tell us? That Diddy wasn't just a music mogul. He was a cultural institution with connections that ran so deep and wide, even seating a jury became an investigation into influence. If this made you pause, if this raised questions you weren't asking before, then good. That's the point. Make sure you guys hit that like button and the subscribe and stick with us, because this trial is far from over. It's supposed to last 8 to 10 weeks, and we will be covering every single detail as it comes out. So we'll be doing daily recaps. We'll give you information, explosive information as it happens. We'll even be doing transcripts of the actual court process, of the actual trial, because as you know, or may not know, they cannot stream it. You can't have cameras in the courtroom. So I've got some people on the ground that will be able to.
All right, so y'all heard that. So we're gonna keep y'all up to date on that as time goes by. Probably do another episode on Monday. Let this weekend go. They not in court on the weekend, so it don't really matter. We're gonna pick up back on that on Monday. But Dragon is ready for the crypto news. Dragon, what's up, bro? Unmute your mic. Dragon.
I am here doing.
Oh, my bad, Dragon. I thought you was knocked out, boy.
Man,
nah,
look.
he wasn't knocked out, man. But y'all go ahead on, man. The floor is yours, bro. It's the time for crypto news, baby.
Thank y'all. Well, first, I just want to go ahead and make sure that everybody has the understanding to where things are really switching over full blast to where if you're not in getting into DeFi protocols, if you haven't been investing properly and everything else, your door is closing. It is closing so quickly to where it's going to be difficult for you to be able to actually get into it. So as an example, this is an update that I wanted to go ahead and let y'all know about in regards to Flare's network's total value lock surges to 160% since USDT zero rollout, surpassing $120 million. 120 million. Listen, Flare Network's total value locked has increased by over 160% in the past 10 days, raising from 45 million to 120 million since April 28th. The growth is linked to the launch of USDT Zero. 1 second. An omni-chain version of USDT and an incentive program by Flare. Flare Network's total value locked has spiked more than 106% in the past 2 weeks, going from, like we said, 45 million to 120 million since April 28th of this year. A change that appears to be driven The rapid growth is largely attributed to Flare's USDT Zero boosted program, which offers up to 30% APY in Flare tokens for users providing liquidity on decentralized exchanges like SparkDex and Kinetic. I want to make sure that I pause. I want to go back and state this again. There's been plenty of times, so I have stated in regards to you need to look at liquidity pools, you need to look at staking. So you're either going to be the ones that's adding liquidity, so that way once the institutions, because mind you, they're buying it up, they're putting out the the ETFs and other stuff, so that way they can go ahead and have access to those same assets without necessarily holding the asset. But then, mind you, your bank wants your actual crypto, so that way they can have the custodial value over it later on down the line. So they're going to be buying it up too. So you see, it would be very wise of you to get into liquidity pools, and they're like how I would say, staking, so that way you're having your money make the money for you. It's the digital assets for a reason. It's called assets for a reason. And then notice how quickly to where things are moving for us here within the crypto space, because if we don't move so quickly, the United States will be left behind. And they cannot have, and I have to say this and I have to go there, they cannot have certain countries move ahead of them or, be better than them in certain areas. So that's the reason why there's such a quick push in regards to crypto regulations and getting stuff done. I gotta say that if them dumbass Democrats would stop they BS at what they doing, because just not too long ago they all were all in agreement in regards to the bill for the stable coins regulations of the Genius Act, what they were going to sign yesterday, and they decided to walk out just to do some BS as per usual. But it's okay though. Let me get back real quick. So Flare's network and EVM compatible layer. EVM means Ethereum virtual machine. Layer 1 blockchain focused on improving interoperability and data accessibility across multiple chains. It has raised a total of $46.3 million through multiple funding rounds, including $11 million in 2021 and $35 million in a series of rounds in 2024. On Flare, UST Zero now fills a critical gap as major stablecoin issuers like Tether and Circle do not natively issue on the network. The stablecoin has already gained traction on the platform with a supply of roughly 65 million and 6,300 users, including 35 million minted on April 29th alone. Let me go back. Including 35 million minted on April 29th alone. And it's just the May 10th. Thank you. USDT Zero's integration is being leveraged to help incentivize liquidities in Flare's DeFi ecosystem, particularly for its XRP-backed assets, FXRP, and upcoming liquid staking XRP tokens. Let me run that back one more time. UST Zero integration is being leveraged to help incentivize liquidity in Flare's DeFi ecosystem, particularly for its XRP-backed assets, FXRP, and upcoming liquid staking XRP tokens. So, I'm sorry. I gotta laugh because there's so much stuff of what I've been saying as to where things are gonna go, and everything's leading right back to the same crap. So it's like you can't make this stuff up. I promise you. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's like, yep. But anyway, notably, this is an omni-chain version of Tether's stablecoin. While the asset is fully backed by USDT, the largest stablecoin by market capitalization, is not directly managed by Tether. UST Zero is managed by Everdom Labs. So, seems like there's a couple other networks that's starting to use XRP for liquid staking. There's a whole bunch of different God God, I'm so glad. I'm glad we got the XRP what we did at the price entry points of what we did, because right now XRP is beautifully still holding and trading at $2.35 is what it's showing on Blowfin. Depending on what exchange or platform that you're using, there could be a 5 to 10 cent differential in regards to the price, just like on crypto.com as an example, because if Blowfin showing 235 over here, crypto.com is going to get their little cents. So it's about 240 on crypto.com, probably 241. Coinbase is probably around the same price as well too. Kraken might be a little bit different if you go in there and check, but everything is this is coming across real smooth. Give me 1 second so I can get this other article up that I wanted to read real quick. Where is it at? Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and I know I said this. Here we go. This is what I needed to see. Since I was talking about the stable coin bill, here's this. Oh, hold on. And it's talking about Tether once again. So Tether in the clear, yes, under this new Republican-led Senate stablecoin. However, this version uncovered for the first time could hurt DeFi facilitators. For almost a decade, Tether, the largest stablecoin issuer in the world, has dodged allegations of incomplete reserves and rumors because it operated in the shadows outside of regulation. Now, Senate Republicans and maybe Democrats appear to be poised to remove the stigma by pulling Tether into U.S. jurisdiction. On Thursday, the Senate failed to push through a vote to try and begin formal debate on a newly revised version of the stablecoin bill. Some lawmakers said they hadn't seen the text of the bill before the vote. Pause. Mind you, even back when Biden was in office and Biden was supposed to sign off on this, they had everything together, all the ducks in a row. They just decided not to. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, they haven't seen the text of the bill. That's complete and utter bullshit. They're really mad because Trump is making money off of crypto because he figured it out a legal way without it going against what his presidency is going about. So that way he can make that money through other means, not him directly, but through his family, because he owns crypto companies. Therefore, he can go ahead and do stuff that way. That's a smart way of doing it. So that way you're not, man, come on. And here's the other thing, real quickly, and I'll finish. If them dumb clucks and stupid fucks would have passed it and be like, you know what, let me go ahead. I know I can legally make money this way without actually inferring in regards to what I have here. Unlike Nancy Pelosi doing insider trading and other stuff like that, y'all have the audacity and the nerve to talk about Trump, and y'all sit up here making money and pulling stocks before certain stuff happens in the stock market, like how you did with them Nvidia stocks. Since you want to call it kettle black, your ass is looking midnight. Anyway, on Friday, Unchained found a copy of the new version among several changes. The biggest one is it extends U.S. jurisdiction to foreign stablecoins issuers like Tether if they serve U.S. users, regardless of where they're based. This expands upon the previous version, also benefited Tether by broadening the definition of which types of assets could qualify to back stablecoins. While this could be a massive boom to the 150 billion market cap stablecoin, other changes may be less appealing to different parts of the crypto industry, in particular the DeFi service providers. Blowers are key differences between this new bill and the previous version reported by the Senate Banking Committee in March. Key changes in the new Genius Act. Check this out. The new bill, which goes by the name Genius Act, drops The two Democratic co-sponsors of the bill, Kirsten Gillibrand and Angela, also Brooks, and includes only the Republican sponsor, Senator Bill Haddington, and three additional co-sponsors, Senator Tim Scott, Senator Cynthia Lummis, and Senator Dan Sullivan, all Republicans. Since the bill is only sponsored by the GOP so far, this could affect the prospects of success in the Senate unless one or more Democrats also co-sponsor the bill. Foreign issues held accountable. The new Genius Act includes, the latest version of the Genius Act introduced three key changes with mixed implications for the crypto industry. So for foreign issuers held accountable, the new Genius Act adds in the context of extraterritoriality, meaning if the stablecoin issuer is outside of the U.S. but targets U.S. persons, they must comply with these stablecoin regulations. This provisions would end Tether's ambiguous regulatory status and combine with the previous concession to expand the types of asset that it could be used to back stablecoins. It further cemented how the bill could benefit the company that is said to be the seventh largest purchaser of U.S. treasuries. Definition of digital asset service providers. The new definition would broaden to include parts of the crypto ecosystem such as developers, validator nodes, and self-custodial wallet providers, raising new questions on how this would impact the various facilitators of DeFi protocols and whether they would need to comply with Bank Secrecy Act and AML laws. Digital asset service providers can also now be held accountable if they use unauthorized stablecoins or stablecoins that's from a non-authorized user, such as decentralized stablecoins. Safety Harbor Authority. It grants the Treasury Secretary limited safe harbor authority to offer regulatory flexibility for small or experimental projects, but allowing the lateral action during extingent circumstances, which come to view as excessive or executive power. It remains unclear exactly when Senate Democrats received or reviewed the updated bill, although these modifications likely reflect the behind-the-scenes negotiations prior to the vote. Now that the full text is accessible, the crypto industry and other stakeholders can evaluate how this version diverges from the bipartisan bill passed out of the committee in March, and will determine the policy implications for how stablecoins would be regulated in the U.S. Some experts project there could be another vote to start the debate on the stablecoin bill in the Senate by the end of the month. Unchained reached out to Tether as well as Senator Haddington, Scott, and Luminous, but did not receive a response by press time. So yeah, the Democrats are holding up your money. Your Democrats are the ones that's holding up what it needs to be done in regards to this bill, so that way, because think about it. Once that bill is passed, what do you think is going to happen to the market? Once that bill is done, how fast do you think everything is going to flip and skyrocket because now there's more of a case usage for it? Think about what's happening here. Think about for how long that you've actually been stifled in regards to your money and everything else of what you've had. How much of our money has been sent overseas to BS? How much of our money has been sent to people that's over 250 years old on Social Security? How much money has been sent for us to be doing lab experiments and other stuff on stuff that absolutely has jack squat to do with anything? But yet y'all want to vote for these idiots to sit up here literally blocking y'all money. That's literally blocking your generational wealth of what could be coming into your pockets right now, what you could be giving to your children. But hey, if that's how you like it, eat that cake, anime. All I gotta say. But last thing really quickly for this evening, give me just a second so I can pull up the other one. I think I already talked about Meta the other day. This is the one here in regards to a BlackRock group, and I need to make sure that I put these in our group chat that we have. BlackRock meets SEC Crypto Task Force to discuss tokenization ETP rules. So, BlackRock representatives meet with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission Crypto Task Force on May 9th to seek guidance on a range of crypto regulatory issues, including tokenization, staking, and approval frameworks for exchange-traded products, ETPs. According to the MEET memo, BlackRock reviewed its digital asset offerings, including the iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT, the proposed iShares Ethereum Trust, ETHA, and the BlackRock USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, BUILD, which they are minting on the XRPL, which is the XRP ledger. That is where they're minting their build tokens, by the way. Yeah, hey, several roads seem to be leading right back to Ripple. Ripple effect, water. Water equals what? Currency. Currency is what we're, digital currency from the other currency have been changed over. Understand the play on words and exactly what happened. Be within that vibrational frequency or that wave of money. Wave, ripple effect. Think about it. Anyway, the meeting included senior representatives from regulatory affairs, legal, digital assets, and ETF markets. Following a prior session on April 1st, BlackRock continues directly engaging with the SEC on crypto policy matters. Last month, the firm discussed technical elements of in-kind redemptions for crypto ETPs and shared a detailed documentation on existing workflows under the current cash model. Additionally, the firm outlined how those systems might adapt to support alternative models for crypto-based funds, product scope, and regulatory ambitions. My ambitious brethren. BlackRock also outlined its views on incorporating staking features into ETPs, aligning with other recent industry protocol proposals reviewed by the SEC. Pause. If you have asset management groups like BlackRock, which is the largest, that's going and talking with the SEC to see how they can get staking added to their ETPs, that's why I say now, get into staking, get into the liquidity pools, add your stuff now, because they're eyeballing it and they want a piece of that pie because they noticed where other people are getting money, so they want to get their cut as quickly as what they can about going around how they can, which is, well, we want to make sure they can do staking on here because they need to go through us versus them actually holding and having the actual digital asset themselves, which would make them pretty much billionaires. We can have them go through us so that way we can have the things like how we did beforehand. That's why you need to have these assets. This is stated, this is the very first time in history that the actual everyday people have access to assets before the major institutions do. Please understand and pay attention to the wealth of what you have in your fucking hands. I have to say it like that. You have stuff before the institutions do. You have stuff before they were able to get their hands on it and then start putting it out there towards people. You have your hands on it. So before you're so quick to, well, I want to go sell this, and I want to go and sell that. I'm not selling too much of jack squat because most of mine is going to be working indefinitely for me. So while people are selling this and selling that, and the price is steadily going up, and those institutions are buying up what you're selling, and I'm buying up what you're selling as well too, to add that back into more liquidity pools and staking, so that way I can have stuff solidified. Go ahead and do it if you want to. I'll tell you thank you ahead of time because you're going to make me and my fellow men here extra wealthy. You can also join us in that wealth by staking and getting into liquidity pools, because I'm going to read this one more time. BlackRock also outlined its view on incorporating staking features into ETPs, aligning with other recent industry proposals reviewed by the SEC. Staking has become a central issue in ongoing discussions over whether proof of stake asset exposure within ETPs can be designated to meet regulatory expectations without compromising liquidity or investor protections. The meeting also addressed tokenization, with BlackRock requesting feedback on how tokenization efforts could be constructed within the existing securities framework. Tokenization is the process of representing traditional assets in blockchain as digital tokens. The firm also suggested interim standards for crypto ETP issuers, asking the SEC to consider codified guidance that might apply ahead of broader rulemaking. BlackRock additionally discussed criteria under Section 6B of the Exchange Act that could be used to evaluate whether a crypto ETP satisfies regulatory thresholds for exchange listings. These criteria include assessments of market integrity and investor safeguards. Lastly, the meeting with the SEC Crypto Task Force covered options on crypto ETPs, with BlackRock raising technical questions about the position and exercise limits. The firm requested clarity on how much limits could be structured regarding liquidity thresholds for the underlying crypto ETP shares. They trying to get stuff together. But that's all I have for crypto news tonight, and I know you guys hear me say this all the time in regards to how you need to get stuff together and just pay attention. Right now, as you know, this is not just it's not financial advice. It's just giving you word of mouth and just giving you my perception as to where things are going until I can finish getting this certification, so that way I can legally give you advice. Just follow the money trail, people. Literally, anytime I'm coming on here and I'm reading this stuff to you, so that way you can see where stuff is going, where that money trail is leading. And if anything, you always want to follow the institutional money, because the institutional money is where the money's at. It's just you was able to get in, like I said before, the institutional money starts flooding the marketplace, which means now you'll finally get rich off that institutional money that's going to be flooding in, and not the other way around. That's the whole thing of what you want to do. That I'm gonna say this: that door has closed, but that window is getting smaller. The door literally has closed, because if BlackRock is already looking at staking protocols features, other companies like your Visa, your MasterCard's already implemented, in regards to what's needed to have done for cryptocurrency. Shoot, it's even up there now to where, as an example, if you want to go ahead and buy some crypto with your Wells Fargo, it'll literally send you a message in your app to confirm that it's you making a transaction and say all good for crypto networks, and then boom, you have no other issues. Go look. Literally. So your banks are now integrated and making it more easier for you to want to go buy crypto, versus you know how they want to block you and say, oh, here's this transaction. It could take up to X amount of days because they have to validate this and that. Everything is like this now. So either you're going to be ahead or you're going to be behind. It's really up to you. Me, I'd rather be ahead, because right now, how things are, I'd rather not be in Didi's position and be behind.
Yeah, he definitely behind.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But that's all I got for crypto news, and thank y'all. I appreciate that. And Max, you was almost half accurate. I was floating over there in limbo looking at my crypto news.
Bruh, I swear to God, I thought I heard you snoring. I was like, damn, my nigga's out, boy. I'm like, he sound like me last time I fell asleep.
When I tell you about working, bro, okay.
They say you got more jobs than a Jamaican.
Dude, I literally do 3 to 4 different jobs, bro. I have to slow my shit down. I'm about to cut out 2 of them so that way I can hyper focus on crypto.
They said you work harder than most Jamaicans do, man. I was like, damn, nigga, this nigga. How many jobs you got, Cole? Got 20.
Yeah, he a straight Jamaican. Mm-hmm.
I'm on.
Boy, this joke over here is being so naughty tonight, man. I'm glad her ass went to sleep. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hold on, wait. I got something that literally just dropped like a couple of hours ago.
Okay, go ahead.
Metaplanet issues another 21 million in bonds to fuel Bitcoin purchases. Metaplanet secures 21.25 million in latest bond issuance to further bolster its position as Asia's largest public Bitcoin holder. See, this is why. This is why. Right here, why they need to pass stuff up really quickly. Listen, Metaplanet issued its 14th series of ordinary bonds, raising 21.25 million to fund additional Bitcoin BTC purchases as the company deepens its strategic pivot towards digital assets. What did Trump say that he wanted to wind up doing was being the Bitcoin capital of the world and accumulate X amount of Bitcoin and hold it for 20 years because of the store of value, because he sees exactly where it's going on. And so that way he could be ahead of who? Asia.
So what he about to do again?
That, remember, Trump was wanting to make the Bitcoin reserve, and as well as other digital assets, so that way it can help America to become the number one crypto, holder in the world, because they're wanting, like I said, if we don't move, China, Russia, everybody else, they're gonna be ahead.
They're gonna definitely move.
And with this move right here, with them literally holding an additional 21.25 million to fund Bitcoin, and we over here struggling to figure out where the gold's going, where the gold's at, where the money's at, and everything else like that. Oh, hell no. So that's why I'm like, people need to pay attention to see what's going on. And check this out. The bonds were approved at a board meeting on May 9th and fully subscribed by Evo Fund, according to the regulatory filing. The note will be structured as zero coupon instruments with no interest. Each bond carries a face value of $625,000 and will be redeemed in full on November 7th, 2025.
You better be in it by then. Might as well say you're too late now, but if you're in already, shoot, just keep buying.
Like I said, that
ho.
Closed, but that window is getting smaller.
It's getting very small. You can't go through the door no more, but you can sneak through the window.
Check this out. Bondholders will retain the right to request early redemption within 1 business day notice, while Metaplanet can also trigger partial redemption if it receives equivalent proceeds from its 15th and 16th series stock acquisition rights. Metaplanet confirmed that the proceeds will be used to acquire Bitcoin in line with the January 28th filing that detailed its multi-series financing and stock acquisition strategy. Let me run that back to y'all one more time so you can understand that. That details its multi-series financing and stock acquisition strategy. They're buying stocks, applying it towards Bitcoin to go along the chains. What chain is Bitcoin running on besides its own BTC? Back in on an Ethereum machine. Told you, all your stocks, all your bonds, your commodities, all that other stuff is literally being tokenized and put on the blockchain. That's why I said in the other time when we were doing our podcast, it's really best for you to invest in both. You ain't got to listen to me if you don't want to. I just know where the institutional money's going. And I like that institutional money. Same thing like with Warren Buffett, making sure that he finally got into crypto as well, too. If he's into crypto, that should let you know some stuff. The people that are into stocks, commodities, bonds, futures, and the like.
Hold on, man. Z-Beck is only damn $2 for 1,000 shares? Are you serious?
I have damn near almost $500 in Z-Beck. How much? One, put it like this: it's
that's Hold on, 500.
Hold on.
What?
Listen, if once it hits a penny, just let alone a penny, and if you have over 1 million shares, how much is that?
1 million shares. Yeah, over a penny is gonna be $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what's 1 million shares what that shit is now. 1 million shares of Z-Bet would cost $2,000.
Yep.
Ooh.
So that yeah, now you see, right?
Ooh, it's only 1,005. Yeah. I might give me about $500 worth.
And see, there's a certain. That's why I kept putting in the. That's why I kept putting in the what's it call it. Hey, here's the staking protocol. Hey, this is with Z.
So you got 250,000 shares of Z-Bet right now.
Huh?
You got 250,000 shares of Z-Bet right now.
Yeah, I have over 250,000.
Yeah, I got
over that.
Boy, look here. Boy.
Almost to the 500,000 mark of Z-Bet. That's what I want. I actually want 8 million, but I'm almost to the 500,000 mark because I mean, shoot, it's the new payment rail system. ADP is on it, and ADP is the largest provider for payroll structure and everything else like that. People are going to want to get paid on a day-to-day basis versus waiting 2 to 3 weeks for your paycheck.
Right.
And then remember Visa, MasterCard, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all those people are already in compliance with it as it is, and they're getting ready to roll out for their employees to be utilizing that to comply with what Trump has already put in office. Remember, by September, no more paper checks. No more of you having to get, your little paper receipts and stuff. If you don't have an actual bank account set up, guess what you can have instead? Now, the only thing you need is a crypto wallet so that way you can get paid along these payment rail systems with either one of the stable coins that's coming out.
I got to get another crypto wallet.
I'll holler at you about it.
Yeah. Because the one I got, it don't suffice.
Did you ever get you a ledger?
I didn't get the ledger. I got another one that's can't remember the brand name of it, but I should have got the one that you plug into your computer.
Yeah,
I should have got that one.
I'll send you my link so that way we both get some money off of that, bro.
Okay, cool.
Because that's the one that Tommy is using. That's the one that brother Paul Blade is also using too. Believe it or not. She's using that same one too. So we're all pretty much using the same ones. And then the other one would be like a decent wallet. I'm gonna look into that one as well too, because that one's also an additional cold storage. But by me giving you my referral code, it'll give you some free Bitcoin on top of that by you buying the device.
Oh, okay.
But here, let me finish up with this real quick. So the bonds are unsecured and non-guaranteed, and no bond administrators will be appointed under Japan's Companies Act as the issuance meets specific legal exemptions. Bitcoin holdings hit 480 million. This week, MetaPlanet acquired an additional 555 Bitcoin for approximately 53.4 million, bringing its total Bitcoin holdings to 5,555 Bitcoin. Peep that number, 555 for people that are numerical. The company's cumulative investment now totals 481.5 million with an average purchase price of 86,672 per Bitcoin. These holdings makes MetaPlanet the largest public Bitcoin holder in Asia and the 9th largest globally, surpassing multiple U.S. firms in scale. So the company's stock has rallied over 2,200% since it adopted Bitcoin standard last year, primarily driven by investor optimism over its digital asset strategy. It aims to accumulate 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year. And you wonder the reason why they want to go ahead and pass that stablecoin regulation bill, and why he want to go ahead and make crypto, the United States, the crypto capital of the world and everything else, because other places are surpassing multiple U.S. firms in scale, which will ultimately make the United States officially a third world country. And that's the reason why certain areas of California and other places in the United States are starting to look like one. Maybe we can go ahead and have stuff in reverse. But y'all like voting for the dumbasses in office that's literally holding your money back. So y'all are the reason why your money's being held back. Think about it.
Craziness.
Stop your emotions and look at money.
That Senate show did piss me off this week, but I think it's gonna come back around though.
But okay, now check this out. This is how things can help us out in regards to Metaplanet. This is how, and this is why I like Japanese, so to speak. I'm just using that because But Metaplanet also announced it plans to establish a U.S.-based subsidiary, Metaplanet Treasury, in Florida to expand its capital access. The entity is expected to raise up to $250 million to support for the Bitcoin acquisitions and global expansion. Despite the scale of the new bond issuance, Metaplanet stated the move is expected to have minimal impact on its consolidated financial results for the fiscal year ending in December. The company committed to providing updates should any material developments occur. Metaplanet's aggressive Bitcoin strategy reflects a broader trend among corporates adapting digital asset support of their treasury reserves, a shift that continues to reshape capital management practices around the world. I keep telling y'all where this money going, and I keep telling y'all what y'all need to get into. Now, mind you, I'm not telling you, hey, buy a Bitcoin, this and that, because you can't afford an actual entire Bitcoin unless you got that money. And if anybody that's listening to us that got that kind of Bitcoin money, we appreciate you listening to the 3-Man podcast, and you listening to us for the updates and insights, so that way you can circulate your assets. That is a major props, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, and when we get monetized, we show with lots of super chats, Mr. Big Money, Big Willie style.
But outside of that, for your common everyday other people, I mean, if you are hell bent on acquiring some Bitcoin, mine it. Don't buy it, mine it. There's several ways for you to acquire, so that way you can use your fiat to get these other digital assets that's readily and available for you. So you can dollar cost average, so that way you have more per unit. You have more units for your price. Just an example with ZBEC. You can get X amount of units for underneath a penny right now, and then let it sit. And then project yourself out for the next 5 to 10 years and go from there. Because everything does take time in order to build up. So either you're going to plan yourself for the future, or you're going to plan yourself for the short run. Usually most people that are short-sighted end up short. Most people that are long-sighted, that's able to see things for the long term, they usually turn out 9 times out of 10 much better than the short-sighted people who usually fail 9 times out of 10. So you're going to have long-sighted, short-sighted as to what's going on. But now I can shut up about crypto news, but I had to drop that because I'm like, this is why if they don't move their asses. This is why if they don't move. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. You good. I just got distracted because I was on TikTok, and I don't know if y'all heard of a dude by the name of Brazilian Yesh. He's a guy that's he's a blue book gentleman. He's over in Brazil. He stays in Brazil. Dude just put it on a TikTok a day ago. He said 43 million USA men chose to leave. It's a 23% uptake in passports from last year.
Yes. Hey, can you share it with me on TikTok? Can you share it with me?
Yeah. I'll share it with you, man. I'll share it. Matter of fact, I'll just put it straight. I'm just saying I can put it straight to WhatsApp if you want me to.
All right, cool. But yeah, that further proves exactly what we're saying. Because, dude, I'm fucking help. Okay, let me put it to you like this. I've been reading the book from, like I said, from Andre and Andrea. That book that I posted in there, so that way I can start looking at information with that. I've even started talking. I asked Unc a couple of things of how I can get some help. Y'all are my leeway of what I need to get, so that way I can get my stuff established over there. Why else do you think I'm putting my money into these liquidity pools and into these staking protocols now? So once the shit flips and that money hits, I'm out.
Well, I feel you.
I'm gone.
I feel you, bro.
And if I
so let me see if I can
get a pad over there, if once I can get either a condo or something else over there at the back on our in our home
Fuck you,
country.
Dragon. I'm gonna be gone quicker than you, nigga. I'm gonna be gone like a nigga have never been gone before, Dragon. Only thing you gonna see, remember how them old cartoon commercials back in the day, Dragon?
Yeah, smoke.
I mean, yeah. You only thing you gonna see is smoke and me and Dragon, because Dragon is gonna.
Boy, I'll tell you, if it wasn't for my little girl being so young, bro, I'd be out of this bitch by I say 2 years. Because like I said, I just got to get this remote job, man.
Dragon, he gonna be goddamn fuck around, man. I might try to get a job with Dragon, bro. I'll be like, listen here, Dragon, man. I'm trying to leave, nigga.
This crypto hit, it don't even fucking matter. I'll just be back and forth. Shit. Check this out.
I ain't coming back. Only time I'm coming back is see my brother.
Like I said, man, I still got my mom, my sister, got my kids. So
I got my mom
plane tickets.
Yeah, I could just give them plane tickets. They come over and just visit when they want. Yeah, you got a plan, but you know, like once my daughter gets to the point where she'll listen to my sons when it comes to getting into the air, like I got to make sure they can go through the airport by themselves. I mean, even though you can still get help, I will make sure that I get their tickets if they got, you know, to the point where I'm well off where they can go one way. They ain't got to do connection and shit. Because if they do a connection, I just have to make sure that they you know, I set up to where they have help every time they land and shit at whatever airport. But yeah, man, that's what I want to do.
All you gotta do is just show them one time, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I know kids. They got good. It's like I remember my first time I went through the airport with my sister and brother, and shit, we were like, my sister, she was the oldest. She was like 15 years old, but everything was pretty cut and dry, bro. Like, and especially if you pay the, you know, I think it was like what, extra $50 you pay for the assistance. They will assist your kids right directly to the goddamn directly to the motherfucking airplane.
I'm thinking about my baby girl's 4, so I'm thinking about another 3 to 4 years.
Well, how
maybe
old is your
2.
oldest?
He's 9, so I can probably.
9?
Yeah, he's
4
9.
more
He's got
years.
plenty of sense. About 4 more years.
Yeah, 3 to 4 more years.
Mhm.
It's just to a point to where your son, he might understand responsibility. Can y'all still hear me? I'm walking to the
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, it's just like enough to where he understands, like, you know,
Mhm.
responsibility to, like, yo.
Yeah, I'll be back and forth. Like if I was to get the remote job, like within the next 6 months to a year, I'll just be like, I go over there, stay for about 2 weeks, come over here, stay for about a month, go back over there, maybe stay for about. Cause see, this the visitation crap with the fucking courts and shit, man. That's the thing. I had to be back. Because probably by the end of this year, I'll probably be over there every other month or every other 2 months.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
But check this out real quick.
Men left the United States of America in 2024. That's a 23% uptick from the year previous. I'm talking about men going overseas. You talk about men of all races from the United States of America, sizes, colors, who decided to go overseas. And the majority of those men are not in relationships. They don't have children.
Nope.
They're the ones that you call blue collar handsome. I don't knock the fact that men are going overseas. I don't knock the fact that they're deciding to spread their choices and their options. Y'all need to keep doing y'all. The dog barking in the background. Got to deal with it. But I suggest all of y'all keep doing what you're doing. Keep going overseas. Keep taking your time, money, attention, passport, and using it. Doing what you decide to do. Being disciplined also, doing things legally. Even though you can't say legally, because we see the crazy laws that they're passing, where you can't talk about certain countries or else you are threatened jail time. I don't agree with that. Laws like that, laws like you could be.
What country
and they
did
trying to
that?
fight for laws like that. I don't agree with those laws.
What country?
I'm not sure.
So we gotta use.
Well, hold
the
on
term
one second.
legal
I'll
Look it up after it's done.
in its moral
Yeah,
context.
yeah. You don't mind if I give a commentary about what he just said?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. It's like this, bruh. Like, and hope one day he might hear what I'm saying. It's like this, bruh. If the only thing niggas is showing is fucking pussy, bruh. If that's the only thing niggas is showing, you can't get mad if a country don't want niggas to be like, they don't want people to just be showing just their women like their sex objects. You can't
I
get
don't
mad
think
if
he's
a
talking
country.
about the other countries. He's talking about America, dude. He's talking about
Hold
here.
on, what?
He's
Yeah,
talking
he's
about here.
talking like here, bro.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Talking about the states.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. You don't mind if you replay? My bad. I must
replay
have
it.
heard it, but yeah, can you replay?
Laws
Can you
like
play
you
that?
could be those and they trying to countries or else and using it. Doing what you decide to do. Being disciplined also, doing things legally. Even though you can't say legally, because we see the crazy laws that they're passing, where you can't talk about certain countries or else you are threatened jail time. I don't agree with that. Laws like that.
Hold on. What country are they talking about?
Don't know. I said after it was done, I was gonna look it up, but okay. Let me. I'll do that. I'll do that while he's talking.
You know, like here's one of the things. Like, you know, like if you're a transformer, you can't leave out of the country, and it's difficult for you to get in the country. That's one of the things.
Because of the new law that
Yeah,
Donald
because
Trump
remember,
passed.
if you're a transformer, you're technically mentally ill. It's difficult for you to get in the country. Chances are you won't get in, or if you do get in, you won't be able to get out. And if you are trying to get out, you won't, because you have to have what your original, birth identity gender is on the thing. That's going to cause a bunch of issues for a bunch of people, and they're also keeping some people from leaving behind that stuff. So that's one of the things that he's talking about, so to speak, in regards to what you can and
because like I don't know why. It's just I was just like, wait 1 second. I understand, like because Brazil, with the whole Austin Holloman situation and shit, but
yeah,
I can
no,
understand.
that's not that. They're not.
Okay, I thought he was trying to correlate to that.
No, because most of the revenue that actual other countries get is from that kind of exposure, so they're not tripping off of that. That's why they formed the laws a little bit, so it's still safe. People can still do that. You just have to go to the established areas, like with the brothels and other stuff like that. They make too much money off of that. They're not worried about that.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about with the U.S. because I'm sitting there reading. I ain't heard seeing shit about U.S. You can't talk about certain countries.
Well, you want to hear something? You know what I'm thinking he's talking about, bro? And I just have to. I'm just gonna point this shit out. It's the whole Israel situation.
Oh, okay.
How the Secretary of State's been denying people student visas and green cards because of the whole Israel segment that happened on college campuses, and I'm just like, no matter how you feel about it, the last thing I'm gonna do is go to, let's say I'm going to fuck it, Argentina, random country, Argentina, right? Last thing I'm gonna do is go to Argentina and go to a political protest. That's the last thing I'm gonna fucking do. Especially when I'm a guest. That's like me coming to your house. You asked me to take my shoes off at the door. I was like, "Fuck you, nigga," and "fuck your couch." While I got mud on my shoes.
I'd be
That's
checking for that.
yeah. It's stupid. It's these art. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. It's gonna. He's gonna bring back to Israel. I guarantee you that, bro. Because niggas been doing that shit lately a lot. They've been making examples in the form of pro-Palestine against Israel because apparently all the bad shit that happens in the world is the problems of it's the Jewish people's fault. I literally had a guy blame the plight of Black Americans because of Jewish people.
I mean, in one segment, and I'm gonna say this, they did state to where we are the biggest threat, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
And so, you know who died during Jim Crow segregation protests on the behalf of Black folks? It was Jewish people. It wasn't white people. Look at those. Look at those brothers who fucking died. Okay.
Okay, what? Why you stop talking?
My bad. My bad. It's the shipper. Hold on. My fault. My fault.
No, it's all good, man. Let's go ahead and play this while he's doing that.
Okay.
Laws like you could be those, and they trying to fight for laws like that. I don't agree with those laws. So we got to use the term legal in its moral context. So, damn, that's crazy. You can't even say legal anymore. Legal used to be the standard. You used to say go over there and do things legally. It used to be the standard, meaning that you don't break the law, but the lawmakers are passing laws to break laws.
My bad, yo. Look, I'm
Somebody
watching
asked
rocket
me,
launches.
why do you
Rocket
stop
launches.
talking to some people without?
Yeah, man.
Hello?
So you see so you see basically it's not getting any better for these women over here in the States. It really is not.
No, because Boris has positioned themselves to leave that can actually leave. And the ones that can't leave, they just should stop dealing with their asses because it ain't fucking worth it. And they all in a fucking uproar.
They really are, man. Like these motherfuckers are going crazy, dog. They are going straight
exactly what
crazy.
the fuck they wanted too. Exactly. They said, hey, this is what we want. We don't want this and that. We can't stand this and that. That's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother. Oh well, no, we actually meant this. Oh no, no, hell no. You can get the fuck on with that shit. We know better. No, and we know that it's scientifically proven that y'all have that they have the mentality of a 14-year-old unless they have something that will cause them to ultimately mature and grow up. Fuck that. I'm good. And they display that shit way the fuck too often. No, thank you.
Hey, dude, it's a possibility Dominicans can travel to America without a visa, man.
Oh, what?
It says here there's a visa waiver program improvement, and this goes along with the whole Blue Book gentleman stuff, y'all, because I have a Dominican girlfriend. And so I'm sitting there looking at information about how to obtain a visa, tourist visa for her, because I'm not going to do that K1 visa, which is the 90-day fiance bullshit. She ain't coming over here forever. Nope. She's staying over there.
I'm
What, man?
watching a rocket being launched right now.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yo, that shit is. Yeah, that shit's nice, bro. That shit's dope.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, that shit crazy, bro. You can see this shit like.
Oh no, it ain't on here. Damn. So it says must. Okay, so I'm sitting here reading this about the visa waiver program. It says a visa waiver program enables most citizens or nationals of participating countries to travel to the United States for tourism or business for stays of 90 days or less without obtaining a visa. Travelers must have a valid electronic system for travel authorization, approval prior to travel, and meet all requirements explained below. If you prefer to have a visa in your passport, you may still obtain one. So basically, if you're Visa Waiver Program Improvement and Terrorist Travel Prevention Act, so if you are a citizen of Korea, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, or Yemen on or after March 1st, 2011, says with limited exceptions for travel for diplomacy or military purposes in the service of VWP country. So you cannot travel. I don't think you can travel without. Hold on, must be no. You can. You just have to be. Must be a citizen of Andorra, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brunei, Chile, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Qatar, San Marino, Singapore, Slovakia, Slovenia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Taiwan, and United Kingdom. Those are the only countries. Says you must be a citizen of or national of a VWP designated country in order to do it without a visa. So VR citizens can't do it. You still gotta get a travel visa. But it's not hard to get a travel visa. Like Dragon, it says basically here
You said what?
to travel to get a travel visa. Visitor visa, which is I think you can. It's called a. It says generally a citizen of a foreign country who wishes to travel to the United States must first obtain a visa, either a non-immigrant visa for a temporary stay, or an immigrant visa for permanent residence. Visitor visas are non-immigrant visas for persons who want to enter the United States temporarily for business, B1 visa, for tourism, B2 visa. So the B2 visa is what you're gonna get, or for a combination of both purposes. Here are some examples of activities permitted by the visitor visa. So the tourism visa, you can come for tourism, vacation, visit with friends or relatives, medical treatment, participation in social events hosted by fraternal, social, or service organization, participation by amateurs in musical, sports, or similar events or contests if not being paid for participating, and enrollment in a short recreational course of study not for credit toward a degree. So if you want to come over here on a visitor visa, you can't come for study, you can't come for employment, you can't come for a paid performance. Arrival as a crew member on a ship or aircraft, you can't come for that reason. Work as foreign press and radio, can't come for that reason. And permanent residence in the United States. So to apply, you go online and you fill out a non-immigrant visa application. It says 1, you must complete the online visa application, and 2, print the application form confirmation page to bring to your interview. Then you have to have a photo. You upload your photo while completing the online form DS-160. Your photo must meet the photograph requirements. Then it says schedule interview. Interviews are generally required for visa applicants with certain limited expectations below. Consular officers may require interview for a visa applicant. So you must be, if you are 1479, required some exceptions for renewal. That's the only ones. But if you're 80 and older, you generally not required an interview. And 13 and younger, generally not required an interview. So if I want her to visit by herself, she needs to have an interview. But if her son comes with her on a visit, he don't have to have an interview. He just needs to fill out the application. And go to the U.S. embassy or consulate in a country. So basically, I gotta do it's $185.
Okay, that's not bad.
But it's non-refundable.
And what's the ladder for the reverse? Because I need to look to see how I can get over there.
Oh, I have to look. I'll have to look for that because this is
That's for yeah. I know it's to bring them over.
Let me see. Well, I mean, you got to think about it, dude. I mean, you can stay 90 days just on your passport, just on the E. And I think Max mentioned it once before. If you stay over the 90 days, it's just a fee you have to pay. How can?
All right.
Hold on.
I might as well go ahead and start
It's
looking
over
for
U.S.
30 days.
citizens. You can stay 90 days on a visa, bro, on the e-ticket.
Or are you talking about Dominican Republic?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
No,
I'm
you
talking about
can
going
stay.
home.
So you can stay indefinitely on the e-ticket. You just got to pay the fine when you leave.
Oh, when you leave, so you can stay, but when you leave to come back here, you got to pay a fine.
Yeah, no, you just when you leave the country, you got to pay a fine. You could stay up for 10. You can stay up there in the Dominican Republic for 10 years. They have
Oh,
all the whenever you leave and whenever you leave and you got to go back through customs is it customs or wherever the place I guess it's customs when they check your passport.
Well,
Whenever
it says here for longer stays or other purposes, specific visa requirements may, emphasis on may, would be required.
yeah.
But tourist visa is only 90 days.
No, tourist
I'm
visas
with
is as long as you want it. They have it listed right there. If you look at the pages, they have a bunch of papers stuck onto the where the border patrol officer is at, well, the customs officer is at, who check your passport. It will literally show you the fines and all that, and it literally has up to 10 years, and up to 10 years was like $500.
Oh shit! I might as well. I'll pay the motherfuckers up front. Like, hey, all right.
You can either get your Dominican citizenship or not, because you may be able to open up a damn bank account without a damn Dominican citizenship.
You could open up a bank account without a Dominican citizenship. Not every bank will accept you, but
There's a few that will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. You got to have a passport. You got to have bank statements. I think it's a month. No, is it a month or
you gotta have up to 3 months of bank
3
statements.
months? Yeah, 3 months of bank statements. Because there's a guy that told me about this on Facebook. I just can't remember all the stuff. I got it saved. Matter of fact, I shared it once in WhatsApp. It's been a while back.
You gotta have you gotta have basically it depends on what type of bank account you're open. If you have a business, you gotta open up. You gotta have all your business information with you, your business ID number. Not only your business ID number, but you also gotta have certificate of business. Basically, you open up the business and all that shit, which is a piece of paper, and
you gotta have
that's
proof of
pretty much
income,
it.
don't you? Proof of income.
Proof of income is you can use your statements, or because some banks require you to bring up to 3 years of your tax return.
Okay.
I'm looking for when I send it to Dragon, because I got the information from the exact information from Facebook from a dude
That's
that
all the
actually
information
over there.
That's all the information right there. I just told you. That's all you need.
Okay.
And ID. That's pretty much. Now, depending on which bank, they all do have different policies. Because, example, if I remember correctly, the easiest bank to get a bank account with is Bank of Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest one.
I got a damn account in that one.
Yeah, that's the one that I was looking to want to get an account with, and I was going to see, because if I can go down there, the next time I go down there, if I could get one opened up, that'd been good, so I can start funneling money into that motherfucker.
Or like they said before, open up a Citibank account.
Or they have Citibank, they have Scotia Bank.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, ain't Scotia like an English bank or something like that?
It's a Canadian-based bank.
Canadian bank. That's what it was. Canadian.
Yeah, because when I was first thinking about going to like Jamaica and stuff, Scotia Bank was the things, and it was like you got to have people over there from Jamaica to do it. But I need to look to see exactly how an American can open up a Scotia Bank and then go from there. But I know it's Canadian based, but I got to figure out the other stuff with it. I think they want
now. I think because of Scotia Bank, I think there's a possibility that they might be on the easier side. I can't get. I'm just going because they have a connection. That bank has a connection with the United States.
Right.
Because I have seen that bank in Maine.
Yep.
And so, yeah, and so you could probably, like, example, if I wanted to just say F that, and I just go to Scotia Bank in Maine, open up an account, and but Citibank, yeah, Citibank, they have one they have a Citibank up in where
I don't
was
even
that
think they
at?
have a Citibank here in Dallas. So I'm gonna see if there's a branch location.
Yeah. Damn, I know exactly where it's at. I forgot the name of that road. It's like the
There is
bypass.
one.
It's like the closest bypass north of. It's like the bypass that's south of Villanueva. I forgot the name of that, but it's that road, it's quote unquote, a bypass.
Okay,
But
so they do have one in Irving. I gotta be all the way in Irving, man.
yeah.
Hold on, because if I can do this, then I'm just fixing to go open up a fucking Citibank account. God damn it, and just do it that way, and then branch that bitch off over there, and then they have all the legal paperwork that they fucking need because I got Citibank.
But see, the only reason why you will open up a Citibank is pretty much. Sorry, the only reason why you open up a Dominican, bank account is, eventually you're gonna get tired paying those exchange rates.
Yeah, that's why, like, if I open up a Citibank here in the States, and then when I go over there, I branch it out to their Citibank from there, then I can just funnel the money into that account without having to pay fees or anything else like that.
But if you ever try to get a loan, you better off getting a loan in the United States than
Why would
trying
I
to get a
need to
loan.
get a loan and I can just put a loan against my XRP?
Hey, listen to this. Dragon says here they got a passive income residency. It says you can apply for residency if you can demonstrate a monthly passive income from a foreign source of at least $2,000. You got a family-based residency. You may be eligible if you're married to a Dominican citizen or have close family members who are Dominican citizens. So a family-based residency.
Okay.
Retirement residency if you have the acquired retirement income. Investment residency if you're investing in business or property in Dominican Republic. They got those too.
Yep.
It's not as hard as you think. Just filling out forms and shit. Because I'm seriously thinking about getting her a tourist visa because they let her come over here for about a week or two every now and then. It depends.
Yep.
That's gonna be a while. That's probably gonna be a good 6 months to a year.
I'm looking. I need to get over there ASAP because as the days go by, I'm more and more compelled to want to get home, and I feel like I will be at peace and I can do everything of what I need to. I even think I'll feel good about doing what I need to do at my regular 9 to 5, in which since they have a Guatemala base branch, it'll be easy for me to work doing what I need to do anyway, because then I can help them out, especially because since with Spanish and everything else like that, it'll make it easy for what I need to do.
Yeah, I definitely got to get over my dad's home country sooner or later, man. I don't know. Depends on how things going. I might go there in the fall, but I'm really got that. I wonder what to save for my 50th birthday trip.
And then
I got to go on a cruise in the fall anyway. I got a good friend of mine turning 60, and she wants me to go on this damn cruise.
Might as well start looking for apartments now. Shit, fuck it. That way I can go ahead, get what I need together, go through an official channel, make sure that I get it, and then once I get it, then I can go on and do what the fuck I need to do, because it ain't like how it is here in the States and shit. And I know that I won't have to pay taxes as long as I don't hit a certain numerical threshold. Being as an expat, I will not have to pay any flipping taxes to the United States.
Damn, man, I only work. Let me see. I worked. How long did I work today? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I worked
can't get
4
around
hours.
taxes, bro.
Actually, yes, you can. Andre already showed it. It's in the book and everything else for a certain threshold, and it does
Get around
state
taxes for what? In America?
Nah, living as an expat abroad, you have to hit a numerical threshold.
Now, if you okay, I'm thinking about if you have a foreign business. Now, if you have a foreign business, ain't no way you get around without paying taxes. If you can, no, you talking about as an expat. I was thinking about as a business. So that's what
I'm talking about living
I was
abroad as an expat, bro. I don't know where you're at.
Now, is that just the advice for Colombia, or is he doing that for most other countries?
No, that's for everywhere, dog. It doesn't matter where you want to live at.
If you own if you are, say, example, if you own a business, and you living overseas, also while you have a business, you still got to pay taxes on that.
Yeah.
And that's why he said as an expat is basically you're still an employee, but you can get away. There's rules and the roads around that. You could
That's
go
why I
without
even
paying
said
that.
with my current job, because they have a branch location over there in Guatemala, I can move where I need to and still utilize that as for the other stuff. So yeah, and then as long, because it even says on their on the government website the amount of what you would make within that year. Once you hit that amount, that's when you be paying taxes, because that's something that Andre and Andrea, as well as T-Mac and a couple of other people, has voiced as to what they've been doing, and they're all in different locations.
Yeah, because I thought, you get away. Damn, I forgot what it was. Damn it, I forgot what code it was. It was me and my uncle. We talked about this shit a while ago too, because I was just like, shit. I was thinking, you was talking about a business. I was like, shit, this nigga no way. I'm like, man, we gotta sell this shit, because the only way you could get without paying taxes from being a business owner, if I remember correctly, if you invest it back into your business in that country, but you still have to pay some taxes, which the United States is the only country that does that shit. If y'all don't know that, it's the only country that you could literally bring in no profit from the United States, but if you are a citizen, you still have to pay taxes on that business.
That's crazy.
On top of the taxes you're going to have to pay in that country.
So even if you got a business in another country, because you're a United States citizen, you still got to pay taxes on that business in the United States.
Yep, that's why you think a lot of these countries, a lot of these companies reinvest in the company in that country, because they're going to pay less in taxes.
Yeah.
They might pay zero in that country taxes, and probably might have to pay, I don't know, probably 4%.
That shit's crazy, man. We a greedy ass capitalistic fucking nation, man.
Well, it's the fact that just think about it. Food stamps was supposed to be a temporary program.
Mm-hmm.
Welfare was supposed to be a temporary program. Federal income taxes was supposed to be a temporary program. Everything. That's why I said once the government decides to do a program, it is so fucking hard for it to get rid of. Look at Donald Trump. People don't even know what USAID is, and are arguing about it. I literally had a person told me USAID is USAID.
Nope.
And I was just like, no. I was like, it means United States of America International Development.
And they looked at you like they probably was freaking speechless after you said that shit.
They literally told me that's not what it means. I was just like, ma'am, that is what USAID means. It's United States of
Damn, I just got a
America
free fucking book.
International Development.
I just got a free fucking book. Well, not really free, but I just ordered a
Who?
Dominican. I was just on Amazon while we was talking. I was looking for a Dominican Spanish book just to help me out with some of the, the slang. Because even though some of it's not slang, it's just certain words they say different. And I went on Amazon and that shit was fucking free because I had some gift card or some shit in there saved up in there or something.
To help you out here, Dominicans do not pronounce their S's.
No, they don't.
Nope, they
And
don't.
so,
no, they
and
don't.
so they roll their R's like a motherfucker. They do not pronounce their S's.
And they speak
And
fucking fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Faster than anybody else I know other than maybe a Puerto Rican. And maybe Cubans don't speak as fast as Puerto Ricans, but fucking Puerto Ricans and Dominicans.
Basically, I forgot who said it. He actually was kind of right, but he was just like the Spanish-speaking countries in the Caribbean are like the rednecks of the Spanish-speaking countries. And when he said that shit, I was just like, it makes so much fucking sense.
It does.
It does.
Oh, by the way, Uber. Tell y'all a quick thing about what happened at Uber tonight. So I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did. So I picked up this Chilean/Ecuadorian chick.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, man, we were just talking about shit. We were just talking about dating and shit. I don't know how we got into that shit. So I just started telling her about myself and this, and this. And she was like, it's just so hard to find guys. And I said, well, what's your preferences? She said, as long as he's a good guy, I like a guy that's taller than me, but as long as he's good, Oh, shit, girl. After I clicked off or swipe to the right, the end of the Uber ride, I was like, go ahead and give me a number. She wanted to give me her IG. The fuck. But yeah, I got her IG.
And that's why, and that's the reason why you see that why she is single.
Yep.
Or it's just the fact that she just really didn't like me.
No,
like that.
no.
She could have just been like, here's my number. I like doing IG.
If a chick doesn't like you, bruh, she's not going to give you. She's going to literally lie and say, "Oh, I have a man."
Yeah, she could say that, but she could also just block me on IG too.
It'd be easier to do that. Nah, she just she just added another follower. That's basically what she did. You were just another follower, or eventually one day somebody she's going to sell content to.
Well, she didn't look like that now.
What?
I mean, she looked nice, but she ain't got but 118 followers, dude. She ain't got no fucking content.
Well, I was talking about just content in general. I ain't talking about like OnlyFans or nothing like that.
No, she ain't got no content on fucking IG. She got one pic. She made one post.
Well, also women, they use your IG too, and this is another part of the game. They will use your IG as as a reference of what type of person who you are, right? So
yeah, they go
what
see
I learned
check out my
is
IG and shit. Yeah,
if you don't have clout of any form on your IG, a bitch will be turned off by that.
Yeah.
Like she would literally be turned off by, oh man, like, oh, you only got 150 followers? Ew. I had a woman literally turn me down over my IG, and I was just like, you can't be fucking serious. Like that. When women, especially if I meet a woman out there in public and she don't give me her number and all that, I never take that woman serious at all.
Well, I damn sure ain't taking this chick serious. She look alright. She ain't like no fucking bad.
Even if she's willing to give up the pussy, bro, I'm not taking her serious at all.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I can't take no chick serious that's just gonna give me her IG. Like, hell no, Charlie.
My experience in life is that those chicks usually just bust down, bro, and we hit whenever when you don't got nothing else good enough to do with your life.
Yup. I feel you on that one. I'm trying to figure out why the hell I got fucking 8 notifications on my goddamn Uber Pro card.
I sent my girl some money again, man. Why women gotta be a money pit? Goddamn it!
I know, right?
Niggas.
I bought a goddamn washing machine. Now she ain't asked for nothing else, but she did mention that she needed an air conditioner and a damn kitchen, a dining room set, but she ain't like adamant about it. She's like, whenever. Take your time and everything, but still.
Yeah, my girl did the same shit. Why the fuck Dominican women do that shit?
Man, they old school, bro. You know, like the old school black folk, they have a dining room set and shit. They want that shit, dude.
No.
Air
I'm talking about
is what? Talk about
she
what?
doesn't. My girl doesn't ask me really. She just tells. She kind of
Mention shit.
Like she mentions it, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, "Are you asking me to get you this?" She's like, "I just didn't want to bother you."
Yeah, it's just tradition like that, dude. Because I'm telling you, in the country, they like that too, bro. Like country women like that too, man. Because they're so used to men being providers, real providers, that they're not gonna sit there and ask. They'll just be like, "Well, I'll let him know this is what I'm thinking about," and it's supposed to be his job to know that that's what I need him to do. Because she mentioned the computer too. I said, "Look here." I said, "We getting this air conditioning first," and I said, "You know, when time comes, we can get you a damn computer." Then I get a damn cheap ass laptop off of goddamn Amazon, my nigga. That shit ain't shit. The laptop I got now, I'm using off Amazon. Only paid $100 and some change for that bit, and that bitch ain't gave me no problem at all. And she just needs something for organization and shit, man. That's all she needs. I can get her a fucking Chrome. I can get her a fucking Chromebook, nigga.
My girl need a new body, nigga. Somebody get that new body.
Bro, they got a fucking thing for $229. They got a laptop. That shit look like it's a Chinese version.
My
That
girl
shit says
gets sick
food.
one more goddamn time. One more time.
There go another Chinese.
Like I don't even have health insurance, but I don't even have health insurance. I told my girl, I was like, "You get sick one more time, man. You don't have to get health insurance for real though." Like,
dude, they got an HP ultralight laptop for students in business with an Intel quad core, 8 gigs of RAM. That's all she need. $249. See, that ain't shit.
Huh? You talking about a laptop?
HP. They got an HP laptop on here that has Intel. Well, Intel Celeron is slow as fuck, but it's got Windows 11 Home. That shit's $179.
Shit, go to Walmart.
Yeah, I can go to Walmart too, but
What Walmart got? What
I might just
Walmart?
ship it from Amazon straight to their fucking house.
Walmart is like 90 goddamn. I mean, the cheapest laptop I've seen so far at Walmart was like $139.
Dude, they got a renew. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was like about 5 inches bigger than my laptop I got. I just have a small laptop.
Bro, they got a renewed Apple MacBook Air. 128 gigabyte hard drive. It's renewed though. It's got Mac OS 10.10 Yosemite. I had to check and see when that shit going.
How much?
$171.
Ain't bad. It's a refurbished Mac.
It's a renewed. Not refurbished, renewed.
What's the difference?
I think one of them is, I have to look it up, but I think renewed means that they totally redid like the inside of it, and refurbished, I think they just it's mostly what you call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Refurbished is kind of refurbished is kind of like, I want to say it's aesthetically redone, but renewed is more mechanical.
Refurbished, it will still have they're both the same thing. It's just I guarantee you it's a new marketing tactic they're doing. I guarantee it's the same fucking thing.
Well, Google's right here.
Now I guarantee it's the same fucking thing. You see how they fucking do this shit though, right? You see?
Yeah, it does say it says renewed and refurbished computers are the same thing. The term renewed is used by Amazon to describe computers that have been refurbished.
You see what they're doing now? You see what they're doing, huh?
Devices that have been inspected and tested.
They probably showed you something that was refurbished, probably a little bit cheaper, and show you something that was renewed or redoed, and it's probably just a $10 more expensive. It'd be the same fucking shit because that same shit happened to me. I spent the extra $10 on an Apple Watch that broke in 2 months.
Right.
Now, if
They
I
got,
would,
they
if I
got
would
a couple of fucking affordable. They got a renewed Apple MacBook Air 2017, which is probably gonna go out of goddamn. Probably gonna be phased out in about 3-4 years. $175.
yeah, hey man, hey, to everybody, y'all niggas, that's how they market shit. Like you gotta realize, bro, we don't live in the country, we live in a corporation.
Yep.
And the goal is to sell you everything as much look at the political parties. Look at being a Democrat, being a Republican. They literally monetize. They literally have monetized your political views.
Mm-hmm.
People thought I was crazy when I was just like social media is not really social media. It's technically advertisement.
I'm just gonna have her look for a fucking laptop over there that looks good, and if she come to me with some shit that's too much money, I'll be like, nope, look for another one. Nope.
Advertisement, like so. Example, shit, there's so many goddamn examples, boy. Look at abortion. You know abortion. You know who probably benefits the most out of abortion? Condom companies and
Mm-hmm.
clubs and liquor. Condom companies, bars and clubs, and liquor.
Yeah, because them chicks that could be goddamn pregnant and be stuck at the house can continue clubbing and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. It's one. See, I don't want to take y'all down the rabbit hole, but like Facebook. Facebook literally has an algorithm that knows when you poop.
What?
Yes, Facebook knows when you poop.
That's crazy.
That's the best time to sell somebody is on the shitter.
They got plenty of time to sit there and look at shit.
Because why? I have literally bought all this shit. When Tim Pool said that shit to me, when Tim Pool said that shit, because I sent a super chat, he said that shit to me. Facebook, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm checking my accounts.
I told you look at that shit earlier today, bro. The goddamn Bitcoin went up to 100 and something thousand.
Yeah.
It ain't just that. I fixed to sell some of this fucking Bitcoin I got. God damn it. Fuck that.
Yeah, I sold my Doge. And I was just like, well, I transferred some into my Roth IRA, and I put some into my monthly dividends.
Shoot, I might sell some Bitcoin and get some stablecoin.
That's what I'm doing.
And so, like,
ooh, that bitch went up. Ooh, that bitch went up even more. From when I
for
checked
$20
earlier today.
For $20 of Z, like I literally turned like $20 of Z back into $50 because I literally just kept trading. So like I sold it when it was high.
I'm gonna sell about
bought it when it
$25
was
of my
low.
Bitcoin and gotta go on crypto because I can't buy Z back on fucking Coinbase.
No, you got to buy it on crypto.com or Uphold.
Crypto.com.
I bought on both of them though. I bought on Uphold and on crypto.
Let's see how much Bitcoin I got in crypto.
Uphold. I think I'm gonna have to open up a new file just to pull all these goddamn crypto wallets. This motherfucking Dragon be mixing, man.
You can't keep
like
stuff up.
hold on, Dragon. You know how you could you got an Android, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know how you can hold down and you can merge apps and together and put them in one file.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what. Like, I'm just gonna make a file and just say Dragon on it. But here this nigga go. This nigga got another goddamn wallet, goddamn liquidity pool, nigga. You could put your you can put 2 ounces of blood and come out with 0.2225 of Bitcoin, goddamn it.
That bitch said Bitcoin's at 104 grand and some change, dad.
Yep. And it's gonna drop on Monday.
That's why I'm gonna go ahead and sell all my fucking Let me see.
I believe it's gonna drop like a motherfucker on Monday because the Democrats.
Oh, you think I'm selling this shit now?
Yeah. Right, because the Democrats said no to basically to I guess it was a regulation of
Stablecoin shit.
stablecoins.
Yeah, they did.
They're delaying it as usual.
Yeah, and so motherfuckers gonna do what they usually do. They panic and they sell.
Good, because
And
I'm
so
about to take this shit. I'm finna get me some Z-back.
I'm fixing to get. I need some more RLUSD, dog.
Hell yeah, I'm finna buy some Z-back right now. Not a whole bunch, just about $8 because I ain't have but $8 of Bitcoin in my damn crypto. All my other damn Bitcoins in my fucking Coinbase. I need to sell that shit out of Coinbase and put it in a ledger or some shit so I can goddamn let's buy this damn Bitcoin. Buy the Z-back, goddamn it. Yes, sir.
shit, they taking long tonight. God damn, they taking long tonight.
Just get about $9 worth. That's all I'm gonna do. 4,000 Z-back. Goddamn, that bitch hit $1 and I'm buying no more. At least $4,000. I ain't worrying about it. Yep, just bought 4,000 shares of Z-back.
But yeah, guys,
Yes, indeed. That's all right.
I just got an additional
in a year. What's that bitch gonna go? What's that shit proposed to go up in a year? Z-back -9. 81% in 6 months though.
Yep.
We'll see what happens when shit starts, getting real busy when it comes to crypto in this world, in this country, and we're gonna see what's happening. But yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely goddamn I'm gonna go ahead and sell this shit out. I'm gonna go ahead and sell all my Bitcoin off Coinbase. Fuck it. Sell all that shit. I'm just gonna sell all my Bitcoin. I wait till that bitch go back down to buy some more and let that shit go back up again.
just call me BBL.
Yeah, just call me BBL because I'm on them bitches like BBLs.
You know that there's literally a 10-cent difference between H bar and XLM. Literally,
I see.
Literally,
I see. Stellar Lumens is at 30 cents, and Hedera's at 21 cents.
Mind you, notice how quickly
they just went down.
Is catching up.
It's catching up to Stellar Lumens. It's catching up like a motherfucker.
Right.
Well, like I said, I'm sitting over here chilling on 1,000 shares a piece. I'm gonna just buy some more.
Remember when I said the adaptation, that bitch is slowly gonna start creeping up and shit, and people start paying attention to it. Motherfuckers better get on these glass prices now while they can. I'm fixing to swap this other shit out and get some more H bar because I'm only sitting on 300 on my uphold, and I need to switch that over. I need about a 400 more H bar so I could be sitting on 3,000 H bar and about 400 more XLM so I could be sitting on about 3,000 XLM.
I'm going to convert my Bitcoin to fucking XLM. No, let me convert it to fucking Ripple. Fuck that shit.
They get some RLU, some XRP or some RLUSD. What were you about to say, Max? Sorry.
But hey, fellas, we've been on 3 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, let's wrap it up. But yeah, folks, I'm buying some fucking XRP.
Yeah, I'm swapping shit over so I can.
I swapped all my Bitcoin to XRP. Fuck it.
Damn.
I sure did. It's done.
I'm fixed to put all this shit in the fucking Z.
I only bought 20. It's only 22 XRP, but still, it's still something.
Do you know how, man?
What?
You now you can take that XRP and put that on the XRPL and then make you some money off that.
I know I gotta look into that, man. I gotta
That's
look into
what
that
I've been
because I gotta
doing.
have a ledger to do that shit, don't I?
Not necessarily, but it'd be best if you had a ledger to do it with.
Yeah, I gotta get a ledger, dude.
Because the X-Man wallet is the one. Because the X-Man wallet is their like actual ledger wallet for you to do stuff on. So I use that. But
Yeah, we about to get off Max. So basically, you saying take my XRP, transfer it, because I got 111 XRP in Coinbase. So transfer it.
I appreciate y'all everybody coming. I gotta go. I gotta use the
All right,
bathroom.
man.
You
I'll
guys
holler
have
at
a
you,
great
bro.
one, man.
All right, peace. So basically, you saying to put it in a liquidity pool?
Yeah, you'll need, that's why I was saying you'll need RLUSD as well, so that way you have the pairings for it. So when you do put it into a liquidity pool, you're putting in the matching trading pair. So that way, once it does start getting traded, you'll get paid from it as well. You can stake it like on Doppler Finance or another protocol on there, like how I'm doing. So that way you're getting your returns, and then you can actually wind up borrowing against your XRP here later on down the line.
Okay.
Because when Max was like, you just take out a loan, I'm like, man, I'll take out a loan against my own assets. Fuck that.
Yep. I got. It's almost a year I've had my IUL. I think I'm gonna go up on it.
And see, that's the other thing. That's the other thing we can wind up borrowing against too, is our IULs. Ain't no need for us to take a loan from the. Fuck that. Can borrow. Look, dude. Look at what we're able to do. We're able to take a loan not only from our IULs to be able to, do what we need to do to invest, but now we can also take a loan from our crypto in order to invest. We have two different areas to where we've invested to where we can literally take loans against ourselves, reinvest to ourselves, and then double back up with ourselves again. That's what we talk about here on this 3-man podcast when it comes to the financial stuff. This is how we move.
Exactly.
Your Pookie and Ray Ray ain't gonna be talking about this. Okay, right now. But all right, folks.
Yeah, man, we got to go, folks. It's been nice tonight. I'm about to get back in these Uber streets in a couple hours. I made $100 and something bucks in like 4 hours.
I need to do something tomorrow so that way I can get some extra money going, because Monday's my birthday, so I want birthday.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Yeah, man. Hey, well, happy birthday, just in case I forget, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We actually got the podcast on Monday, but if you no, not Monday, Tuesday, not Monday, because I got to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday will be the next one. Yeah, all right then, bro. Well, folks, it's been nice. We got to go. I'll let you next time. Peace out.
Peace out, everyone. Appreciate you.